has finally started to feel like fall, and that only means one thing. The playoffs are getting closer. And for these two teams tonight, there's a lot on the line. Both are undefeated in the region and tied for first place. So a win tonight not only gets them closer to the playoffs, but also a region title. Can Fairhope come in and plunder a win from MGM, or will the Vikings band together and send the Pirates back empty-handed? Let's find out now for the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week. Good evening, I'm Al Weed, joined by Corey LeBounty. We're glad you're with us. Corey, the 7A Region 1 is tight. I mean, this is a tight race, Corey.
Al, it couldn't get any tighter, and as a matter of fact, it is so tight. Let's put up the 7A Region 1 standing so we all can see and be aware of how close the race is going to be down the stretch.
I mean, you have MGM, Baker, Fairhope, all undefeated in region play. And, Corey, this is the only region in the state of Alabama where you have a three-way tie for first place. That rarely ever happens this late in the season.
Yeah, you mentioned the transition being fall football weather. Already in week 8, we are in high school football, and to be played out with these teams remaining that are undefeated, it's going to be fun to see what happens.
And the other killer part about it is this. In the next 3 weeks, MGM, Fairhope, and Baker are all playing each other. So this game is really crucial tonight as to who could win the region crown.
Yeah, this 3-week stretch is unheard of. Down the back stretch, being undefeated in 7A Region 1, the largest classification in the state, the only classification in the state to where you have undefeated teams, as you mentioned, is very rare.
All right, so we need to get and find out what's going on with the checklist for both of these teams tonight. This is a crucial ball game, Corey.
For Fairhope, they have to be top heavy. And what do I mean by top heavy? Time of possession. That's what the top stands for the Fairhope Pirates, and it's going to be up to their quarterback, Jack Robinson, to get them that way. They need to create takeaways, and it's going to be important for them not to turn the football over, but defensively to find a way to create those takeaways also. Check the box in all 3 phases. That's punting, that's extra points, that is anything to do with special teams play, including kickoffs for the Pirates. And for MGM, alignment assignments. Coach Zach Golson and Alex Page on the defensive side of things want to make sure that they are gap sound and fit the gaps to slow Fairhope to 3 and out. Have explosive plays. Coach Golson says anything over 12 yards or more is considered an explosive play for his team and the opponent also. And poise without penalties. They don't want to make a big play and have it brought back due to a penalty.
You do not want to have that. We'll check back in on that checklist later on. In the top of the broadcast in my intro, I did mention fall. Corey, this is some of the best weather we've had so far this season, man.
Yeah, beautiful scenery. You can see the sun setting behind us, moon, half moon in the atmosphere. So I love the weather that we're being presented with tonight.
All right, let's check in with Kimberly Dunn for our BSN weather forecast. Kimberly, is this truly fall or is it fake fall?
I think it is truly fall tonight. And Corey, you used the perfect word to describe tonight's weather. It is beautiful, and we are going to have some excellent playing conditions for both of these teams tonight. We will start kickoff at 70 degrees, and it will just get lower from there, dipping down all the way to 64 by the end of our broadcast. The humidity is relatively low for Mobile. We're going to be at 50% and only getting up to 69 by the end of tonight's game. There is a 0% chance of rain and only going up to 2% chance. You know, we kind of have to keep that in there because it's Mobile and you never know when it will rain. So it is a perfect night to play football for both of these teams. You couldn't ask for better playing conditions. And Corey, like I said, you described it best. It's a beautiful night.
All right, Kimberly, we're going to hold it to her. It's not fake fall. It is truly fall tonight, Corey. Well, we know the weather's not going to have an impact on the game, but what players will have an impact for this ball game tonight?
Yeah, well, the Fairhope Pirates is going to start with their signal caller. He has come out. He's a dual-threat athlete for the Fairhope Pirates. Jackson Robinson, he is the senior quarterback, and he has some great lineage in his veins as his grandfather is the former head coach at Faulkner State Community College for
Right.
over 40 years, and his father is the current head coach at Coastal Alabama South. We'll see if he calls great signals tonight. And we were going to put in Elliott Jordan as an impact player. He's a late scratch tonight, so look out for senior defensive end, number 7, Rock Gerhardt, to make a difference for the Pirates. For the MGM Vikings, their impact players are going to start with DJ Broughton, a big-time wide receiver for MGM. He's a huge target at 6'6", 210 pounds. You can look for him to be on the receiving end of a lot of catches. And right tackle, Kyle Thomas. He's a senior, and this right tackle has been back in action only for a couple of games for Coach Golson. He's an all-state performer, but we can look for a lot of pancake blocks and a lot of knockdowns for this young man coming into this contest, 7A Region 1 style.
In our second time seeing Broughton, he comes over from playing basketball. He plays for the Vikings on the court. I've called some of his basketball games, but he's really having an impact on this Vikings offense at 6'5", Corey.
You love to see dual sport athletes, and we've seen so many play both sports and be successful, or sometimes even 3 sports, run a little track as well. But the more sports that you're able to participate in, the better for your overall high school experience. And I like to see what he's able to do tonight catching the football.
We're definitely going to find out. Only moments away from kickoff right now. Let's take it down to the field. And we're going to have our coin toss. I believe it looks as if MGM won the toss, and they're going to decline. Gary Beasley, our white hat, we didn't have the mic on him, so I believe MGM will be declining. We'll take a quick break, come back, and bring you the kickoff. Fairhope versus number 4 MGM, your MCPSS high school football game of the week.
A teacher is one of the biggest investors in a community.
They impact the lives of those we value the most.
Teachers share knowledge which helps shape and mold our future leaders.
Teachers show direction and help build a sense of purpose.
Are you ready to make a change? For more information on teaching opportunities, teacher incentives, or to apply with the Mobile County Public Schools, log on to www.mcpss.com.
What's the matter, baby? You're not feeling good?
School-aged children are at a higher risk of getting and spreading germs and viruses. To help protect the spread, students are encouraged to stay home when sick. Parents, it's important for your child to remain at home at least 24 hours after they no longer have a fever of 100 degrees or higher without the use of medications. Please help us maintain a healthy learning environment.
Hi, I'm Renee Phillips, Director of Communication for Mobile County Public Schools and your host of Homeroom. I invite you to join us as we learn about the great things happening in our schools across the county. On Homeroom, you get to meet students and educators who are in our schools every day doing wonderful things. Join us as we take an in-depth look at their stories, issues, people, and policies of the Mobile County Public Schools. That's Homeroom. You can find it weekly right here on the MCPSS TV network.
We welcome you back to the MCPSS high school football game of the week. Fairhope won the toss. They declined, so MGM is going to receive. So Fairhope will get the ball in the second half. Right now, we are ready for toe meeting leather. Kickoff coming from Grant Thompson. And he's got a touchback into the end zone. Look at this MGM offense taking onto the field. Junior quarterback Shondale Harris. He's a dual threat for the Vikings on the field. He's a 60% passer who's thrown for more than 1,100 yards with 17 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. He also leads the Vikings in rushing and has 5 rushing scores. When he throws, he'll have 3 guys to hook up with. Senior Shamar Elston, who leads the Vikings in reception yards. Juniors Devin Petway and DJ Broughton, one of your impact players, Corey. Petway leads MGM with 18 receptions and 3 touchdowns, while the 6'5" Broughton averages 22 yards a catch. Up front, MGM averages 295 pounds across the front. It's 1st and 10 for the Vikings from their own 20-yard line. Handoff right up the middle to Thomas White. That's enough for a first down, an 11-yard carry right off the gate.
Great job by Thomas White, the 6', 200-pound junior, his 48th rush on the season, but that's a great way to establish the offensive line. And offensive coordinator and head coach Zach Golson in his 3rd season averages 29.3 points per game, calling the offensive shots for the Vikings.
Another handoff to White as he goes for about 3 there, maybe 2 yards on the carry. 2nd down and 8 coming up for MGM.
The Pirates, their defensive coordinator is their head coach, Tim Carter. They are giving up 15.7 points per game, but tonight they're missing their leading tackler, Elliott Jordan. It was a late scratch, as I mentioned earlier.
And it feels as if we have a timeout right here on the field called by Fairhope with the timeout. Take a look at their defense. The Pirates play a 4-3 and are led up front by defensive end Rock Gerhardt, who has 15 tackles for loss. Also, clogging the middle is Mike linebacker P.J. Harbin. He has 1 interception, 1 fumble recovery for the Pirates. In the secondary, strong safety Mason Henderson will be all over the field. He is 2nd in tackles for the team, and free safety Blake Westry has 1 pick and leaves the team with 3 fumble recoveries. The Pirates defensive line averages 222 pounds, and Corey, as you said, they're missing their leading tackler, Elliott Jordan. That's why we have him highlighted right there in the lineup.
Yeah, a late scratch, and we'll see if it makes a huge difference. And already MGM has picked up 1 first down, is looking at 2nd and 8 here on their own 33-yard line. And I know Zach Golson and Shondell Harris are explosive offensively.
Tim Carter burns that first time out at the 11:02 mark. Harris has time. Tries to connect with his receiver in the flat, Jaden Smith. So brings up 3rd down and 8 for the Vikings.
Jaden Smith is the 6'1", 170-pound senior who was verbally committed to South Alabama. They got the one-on-one matchup that they were looking for at the bottom of your screen. Just a little errant pass, a little bit too much energy there for Harris. He's got to keep that in play to give his wide receivers a chance to make a play on the ball.
Big play right here, as you call it, Corey. Money down for the Vikings. Devin Petway goes out of the backfield. They set up the screen. They get it completed. Not enough for the first down. Devin Petway with the reception.
Going to be just a little short.
Going to be 4th down, yep.
The 6'2", 205-pound junior makes his 19th reception on the season. You would have liked to see him get up and run a little bit more north and south, but going to be a couple of yards short here for Coach Golson. And you know, he's not one to shy away from going for it on 4th down.
And it appears as if they're going to go for it right here. Javoris Petway just to the left of Shondell Harris. Remember, Harris, the leading rusher. As you can see it right there, they just set it up for him. Quarterback over the left tackle, and that's going to be a first down for the Vikings.
Great job of going over left tackle. John Stevens, the left tackle, 6'3", 285-pound senior, along with Braden Gartman, the 5'11", 285-pound junior, and Colton Cooey, the 230-pound sophomore at center, picking up a critical 4th down.
Ball's at the 44-yard line of MGM. Handoff by the Vikings, close to about the 48. Nice run right there for MGM from Devin Petway. Correction, not Devin Petway on the run. Javaris Petway. That 9 and that 5 are giving me fits, Corey, with that blue numeral on that black jersey.
Brendan McEwen on the stop from his will linebacker spot. You see tempo being played by MGM, and it backfires as that play does not gain anything, and it's a great job by senior defensive end Rock Gerhardt clogging up the middle on that play.
Wrapping up, JaKenyon Allen comes over from wide receiver to play tailback. 3rd down And about 6 to go here for the Vikings. Ball at their own 48-yard line. We're just underway. MGM ranked number 4 in the state 7A Region 1 and in a 3-way tie with Fairhope and Baker for the region lead. Play action. Harris going to keep it. Boy, look at the feet. Look at him move. Turns the corner. We do have a flag on the play. Tight rope on the sideline. Right now in for a possible apparent score. We'll see what the flag says. It's right at the 50-yard line.
So what you do is you negate a 52-yard explosive touchdown run by your quarterback, Shondell Harris, because of the offensive holding penalty. And you could see the laundry come out early. Look at the quick feet, though. The patience. Harris right here makes a nice jump stop move, and the holding was evident against Gus Faulkner, number 31.
Offense, 10 yards from spot of the foul. Replay.
So that's going to push the Vikings back to the 40-yard line.
And in my checklist, I said poise without penalties. That negates a 52-yard touchdown run. And it also brings up money down, 3rd down and 14 yards to go. We'll see if Harris has time to get comfortable in that pocket. We know he's an elite runner,
right?
But we'll see what kind of routes are being able to run against this defensive coverage.
Play clock under 10 seconds as he looks to the sideline for the call. We're under 5. I think Golson's going to burn the timeout right here, and he does. So the Vikings call timeout. Both teams have used one timeout here early in this contest. Corey, very good observation. We were talking about the quick feet of Harris. He put it on display, picked up a 1st down, and now 6 points come off the board due to a holding penalty.
Yeah, that's huge, and I will say this, Al. When you look at 3rd and 14 yards to go for MGM, we've seen them roll the dice early on 4th down.
Right.
If you're able to get anywhere close to that marker, that means you've crossed the 50-yard line, and they probably will go ahead and go for it again if he's able to get at least half of this yardage or cross the 50.
Wouldn't surprise me at all if they go for it. MGM dressing out 95 players tonight. They return 3 on offense, 3 on defense. They have 33 seniors. As a matter of fact, tonight is senior night for MGM. Fairhope, they come across the pond with 86 players. Tim Carter said they're returning 5 on offense, 3 on defense. His number's a bit lower this year, Corey. Only 21 seniors on this Pirates team tonight.
Yeah, and that's right where Coach Carter is used to, anywhere from 21 to 27 seniors. But he talked about a year ago how young this group was.
Correct.
And is. And this is a true Fairhope community. There are no outsiders. It is all Pirates through and through. And here it is on 3rd and 14. We'll see if this man-to-man coverage, or you have cover 2 help over the top.
Trip receivers to the top. No one in the backfield with Harris, so if he wants to take off, he could. Takes his time, fires it across the middle. Pass is complete. Stretching out to possibly get that 1st down. DJ Broughton with his 6'5" frame. I think he's going to be a yard short. Let's see. One official had it right at the marker. The other official was a yard short, and it's enough. It's a 1st down.
DeMarcus Broughton, 6'6". We talked about his length, being able to stretch out, and regardless of whether he picked it up or not, quick tempo by MGM. Maybe came up a yard short, but Coach Golson, he was going to roll the dice and go for it anyway. But a fresh set of downs across the 50.
Looks like a run play coming up. Quarterback to the right. Student body to the right. Shondell Harris to the right, out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
I mentioned the impact player, number 65, Kyle Thomas, the right tackle, 6'3", 290-pound senior, and that's exactly, you could see the guards and the tackles pulled to that right side.
Right.
And they ran to the numbers and were able to pick up another MGM 1st down. And this has been a time-consuming opening drive. 9 plays so far for the MGM Vikings have been run, taking off almost 5 minutes of this 1st quarter clock.
1st and 10, ball at the 34-yard line of Fairhope. Harris play action, ball is batted down at the line of scrimmage. One of the Pirates gets those paws up.
Patrick Harbin, the Mike linebacker, 5'10", 217-pound senior. Looks like he was able to get the deflection for the Pirates, and with it being on the right hash, the playbook open on 2nd and 10. We'll see if these corners give a cushion on these wide receivers because they are so fast, or whether they decide to go ahead and run a route, some type of slant route to the middle of the field for Harris.
Handoff, north-south, right up the middle, goes Thomas White for the Vikings. Picks up a couple, maybe 3 yards, so we'll call it 3rd and 7 coming up here for MGM.
Looked like Gerhardt in on that stop, along with Marchioli. And we've seen 3rd and long a couple of times here for MGM. And now where the ball is placed, you can bet it's 4-down territory no matter what.
3rd and a long 7. They hand off again. Look at the quick feet of Jakenyon Allen, but he's tripped up by P.J. Harbin right there, short of the 1st down.
Got lucky. Gus Faulkner saved a touchdown run, but it will be the 3rd, 4th down of this drive. You look here, shoestring tackle, almost a turf monster by 31, just enough to disrupt his forward progress. Going to bring up 4th and 4. With the ball being spotted at the 28-yard line of the Pirates.
Get ready, possibly another run from Harris. Same similar formation that they did, going to the right side. He busts through, still on his feet as he gets into the red zone just past the 15. Another 1st down for MGM.
Ty Watkins, the field corner, 150-pound senior, makes the stop, but you can see how Harris has that ball high and tight. They're once again able to pick up a 1st down on 4th down, and this drive continues for MGM.
14-yard pickup by Harris right there. Ball's at the 14-yard line. 1st and 10. The line to gain is the 4 to pick up another 1st down. Thomas White just to the back in the pistol formation. Petway goes in motion. They give it to White. Look at the hole up the middle. Corley Bounty. You can score a touchdown in that hole. The Vikings on the board.
Thomas White gets his 5th rushing touchdown of the season. And we saw 6 points be wiped off the board off of a long rush. We'll put those 6 points back on the board for MGM. A very methodical drive to where they convert on 4th down. They're able to mix in passing and running. Put 6 for MGM.
Cooper Williams on for the PAT. One last MGM player comes out to block for the Vikings. Snap, the hold, the kick up and good. MGM out to an early lead. 7-0 is our score with 5:08 to go. Look at Thomas White hit pay dirt.
Mobile County Public Schools' Signature Academy program is here to help those students who want to jumpstart their career right out of high school. With more than 100 specialized courses ranging from engineering, computer networking, nursing, welding, and more, we prepare students for college and career readiness. To learn more, log on to MCPSS.com. Mobile County Public Schools' Signature Academy program, preparing students for life.
Cooper Williams set to kick off. 3 returners back for Fairhope. Andrus Hunt on the return as MGM is going to wrap him up right near the 10-yard line. Take a look at the Fairhope offense. Quarterback Jackson Robertson is a 58% passer, has 6 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, but the Pirates' main weapon is running back Jahaven Johnson. He averages nearly 5 yards a rush with close to 500 yards on the ground and 4 scores. When the Pirates throw, look for Brian Martin to be targeted. He averages 13 yards per catch with 3 touchdown receptions and 1 rushing score. Up front, the Pirates' offensive line averages 229 pounds and led by returning starters left tackle Brady Nelson and left guard Caden MacArthur. Fairhope is +3 in turnover margin And there's Johnson right there on this first carry. Picks up about 4 for the Pirates.
Jahaven Johnson, the 5'6", 153-pound senior with his 88th rush of the season. Picks up positive yardage on first down. That's what you like to see. Brings up second, and we'll call it 6 yards to go for the Pirates with the ball spotted right at the 12-yard line, or the 17-yard line,
17.
rather. I will say this, Al. If you're able to pick up and have that type of success on first down for the Pirates, offensive coordinator Vaughn Messina will absolutely love that tonight.
Fairhope at the tight end, set up to the left side. Once again with the carry, you have Johnson, and he hits a wall of Vikings. He's going to take about a 2-yard loss on the play, pushes them back to the 15, maybe the 16.
Outstanding job of setting the edge by this Vikings defense, only giving up 9.3 points per game, and you see Caleb Morris coming from his nose guard position, the 6'5", 255-pound junior, already has a North Alabama offer, and here it is, money down for the Pirates. You don't want to turn the ball over here. If you're not able to pick it up, you definitely want to be able to punt it away and try to flip the field.
Line to gain is the 23-yard line to pick up a first down for Fairhope. Low snap to Robertson. He whips it out. His pass is incomplete. Intended for Fisher Southall. That'll bring up 4th down. A quick 3-and-out possibly here for Fairhope.
John Norton, the 6'3", 175-pound sophomore, will come on to do the punting duties now for the Pirates. And here it is. We have seen where the Vikings are very explosive on these returns. And that's where you have to be careful not to commit a huge penalty on this return in special teams. And I mentioned playing great in all 3 phases for Fairhope, trying to flip the field here.
Norton setting up on the 2-yard line to receive the punt. Low snap, skips to him. He gets it end over end. Jakenyon Allen going to stay away from it as it goes out of bounds near the 42, possibly 43. Let's see where they walk it off. 43-yard line. Excellent field position here for MGM.
And I will say on this drive here, the second offensively for the Vikings coming up, on the plus side of the field, it's going to be imperative for Fairhope not to give up an explosive play and to give up another 6 points to this Viking squad early here in this first quarter of action.
Their first drive, 80 yards, picked up 5 first downs. 2 of those first downs were on 4th down, Corey, capped by a 14-yard score by Thomas White. And just like that, they're back on the field again. Little pop pass as they give it off. Coming across Devin Petway. He picks up about, let's see, 4, possibly 5 on that. So staying in front of the sticks, as you say. We'll call it 2nd and 5 coming up here for MGM.
Brennan McEwen, 6'1", 168-pound senior linebacker, and tempo by Coach Golson.
Ball at the 43. Little fumble right there by Harris. Almost intercepted by Fairhope. Incomplete, intended for Broughton, I believe. No correction on that. Intended for Devin Petway.
And I do see a flag as the officials are talking about what they may have.
All went right in the hands of 2 Pirates. They couldn't bring it down. Let's see what Gary Beasley has to say.
Ineligible receiver downfield on the offense, 5-yard penalty, replay 2nd down.
And that was because you saw that play be discombobulated from the beginning. No
Correct.
timing, and that's what happens on that play, an unfortunate penalty.
Our officials tonight, Gary Beasley, our whitehead, Clint Bridenstine, John Hicks, Scooter Collins, Michael Rembert, Brian Allred, and Michael Grimes on the field tonight. So 2nd and 11 coming up for the Vikings, being pushed back to the 44-yard line.
Well, I love to see Harris here with his feet be able to show his vision passing the football as well.
Petway goes into motion, rolling to his right, and does not throw it away. Is forced out of bounds, takes a significant loss. Ball's going to be placed now, I believe, at the 48-yard line of MGM.
Great pressure being brought by Blake Westry coming up from his defensive back position. And now you're looking at another long 3rd down. This one close to being 3rd and 18
Vikings
for
lost,
MGM.
They lost 7 yards on that play right there. and long trip receivers to the top for MGM. Harris with time steps up in the pocket, trying to fake out one of the linebackers. As he does, gets across the 40, but he will be short of the first down. Let's see if they put him at the 36 or 37-yard line.
And that's on 3rd and 19 there. Harris looking down the field with his eyes seeing nothing and decides to go ahead and tuck it and run it. It's going to bring up now 4th and a long 3 yards for MGM, but we've seen them sustain 4th down in this first drive. We'll see if they're able to pick up their 3rd 4th down here of this first half.
MGM not punting, going for it. This similar formation, loading up the right side, and this time Fairhope, they put enough bodies, but they do not close the gaps, Corey, and he goes through. And that's going to be another first down for MGM on the legs of Shondell Harris.
Great job, Eric Griffin, Kyle Thomas, getting that push up front, and the clock will continue to run under 2 minutes, but more importantly, you do pick up another first down as MGM is just chewing up yardage on the ground.
This time looks like it may be going to the left. There it is behind the left tackle, but they eat him up. They get the sack behind the line of scrimmage. The Pirates aren't fooled that time.
Marchioli again makes his 15th solo tackle of the season, 2nd tackle for loss. The 6'1", 210-pound senior made sure that he had containment and rushed up the field, was in his lane, and did a fabulous job of making a solo tackle.
5 yards on the loss, 2nd and 15 here for MGM. They're setting up the screen, executing it well. They get it to Devin Petway. Petway gets up to the 25-yard line, ate up a lot of the yardage they lost on the previous play, so it'll be 3rd and about 4 coming up here for MGM.
Mason Henderson, the boundary safety, 5'10", 169-pound senior, makes the tackle on that play, but once again, money down, 3rd down and 4 yards to go, being in Pirates territory. We know Coach Golson, he's going to continue to roll the dice and grind out this clock.
11-yard pickup on that screen. 5 yards to go. They give it to Thomas White, and he is met right there at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. 4th and 5 coming up for MGM. And I'm sure Zach Golson's going to let the clock run out in the first quarter, talk about it, and probably go for it again, Corey.
Stop made by Will Cooper, the 6'3", 225-pound junior defensive tackle, and I would let it roll out. Just like you said, you predicted which way they were going to run with the football. You just got to get a hat on a hat in that situation, and it's going to create another 4th down opportunity when we start the second quarter.
The number 4 ranked MGM Vikings on top 7-0. We'll be back with the second quarter. Don't move.
I'm Keith Blackwood, your Mobile County District Attorney. I want to remind you about the truancy laws. 5 unexcused absences requires you to attend the early warning truancy program. Failure to attend the early warning truancy program can cause you to appear before a judge in circuit court. We need you to stay in school. This is a serious law, and it needs to be taken very seriously. I wish you and your family a safe, happy, and successful school year.
Attention parents, the first quarter ended today. Teacher work day on Monday, so no classes for students. And Corey, my twins reminded me about that yesterday because this is their last first quarter in 8th grade.
Absolutely, so, getting ready to make that high school transition.
That's right.
So
no
it's a first
Monday.
of first.
No class Monday, so parents, make you some plans because the kids are out this Monday as the quarter. And today our quarter just ended. We're about to start the second quarter. MGM up 7-0, ball on the 25-yard line of Fairhope, trying to pick up another first down here. No turnovers in the first quarter. MGM continuing their second series. Fairhope only had the ball once, and it was a 3-and-out.
4th down here, Al, to begin the second quarter.
Pass intended for Devin Petway, incomplete. Had it in the hand, couldn't hold on to it. Turnover on downs to Fairhope.
And I want to say, you just have to look that football in. If we're able to get another look at that, at the wide receiver there, he was wide open and didn't look the football in. Great throw by Harris over on the far right sideline, and Jaden Smith was not able to bring that one in. MGM getting ready to bow up here defensively for only the second time of this contest here early in the second quarter.
Fairhope's second possession of the ball game. Robertson giving out instructions to his Pirate teammates. Man in motion. They're setting up a screen themselves. Pass is complete to Fisher Southall. He picks up about 5 or 6 on the completion from Robertson. Second down coming up for Fairhope.
Great job of just making that completion and waiting for his blockers, picking up 7 yards on that first down play. The ball will be at the Pirates' 32-yard line here on 2nd and short.
Fairhope in a pistol formation here. They fake it to Johnson, go over the top, a bit too tall for Fisher Southall. He has some height on him, Corey, but past his outstretched hands. Third down coming up for Fairhope. Money down.
Yeah, you can hear the PA sound crank up a little bit, and want to see if they're able to get any pressure on Jackson Robertson here on third down. As Fisher Southall, you can see that in this game, for whatever reason, the coverage, Jackson feels comfortable going to Fisher. And here, now you want to give your defense an opportunity to rest just a little longer and pick up a huge first down for the Pirates.
Trip receivers to the near side. They're going to that side on a quick slant. Pass incomplete. It take Fairhope to 4th down. And they would try to get it to Andrus Hunt. And it's going to be punt time. This is looking at the second 3 and out for Fairhope.
Hunt is the 5'9", 145-pound junior for Fairhope. And what you are able to do here if you get a clean snap is to flip the field and make the Vikings at least take over on their side of the field. So we'll see here how special teams plays for Fairhope.
Previous snap to Norton was low. Jakenyon Allen setting up at his own 35. Norton gets his foot into this one. Fair catch signaled by Allen. Ball pops out. That's a live ball. Could we have our first turnover of the ball game?
Yes,
Fairhope
sir.
saying it is theirs. And a muffed punt by Jakenyon Allen leads to our first turnover tonight.
That is a special teams era, and I mentioned being able to play in all 3 phases. He goes to call for the fair catch. It squirts out. He leans forward. Anytime you have to lunge or lean forward, you have to take a step or 2 forward and get underneath the football. He misjudged it, and because of it, now Fairhope will have another offensive opportunity here. The best field position that they've had right at the 36-yard line of the Vikings.
Men in motion for the Pirates. One coming out of his pistol once again. Robertson being flushed out. Needs to throw it away, and he does. Smart decision right there by the young fellow.
And the pressure was by Caleb Morris. And Caleb Morris, he was our Crichton Optimist Club Defensive Lineman of the Week this past week. And you can see why, as active as he has been here to begin this contest. But great heads-up play by Jackson just to throw that ball away and to live to play another down.
Second down to 10 coming up for the Pirates as they break the huddle. Southall at the top all by himself. And we have some motion. Ball start.
Replay second down.
Ball start against Fairhope, pushes them back 5 yards, so that's an easy 2nd and 15 coming up for the Pirates.
Well, now that you're playing behind down and distance, while Fairhope averages 25.1 points per game. Now their overall record 5-2, undefeated at 4-0 in 7A Region 1 play. And Vaughn Messina, who takes over offensive coordinator duties this season wants to make sure that he's not having to deal with second or third and long.
Low snap to Robertson, has time, unloads it, passes complete to Hunt. Hunt tries to backpedal, gets back close to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to still be long. 3rd and 11 coming up here for Fairhope.
Helmets come off, and the stop's made by Jordan Simmons, along with having help from his teammate. But you can see at the end of this play, you want to try to get north and south.
Right.
You don't want to run backwards, and when you do, it creates a tough situation for Devin Petway also coming in to clean up. But now 3rd and 11 because of that early penalty on 1st down. We'll see here, as long as you don't turn the football over, you're in great shape.
And you just mentioned Petway. He plays on both sides of the ball, as does Shamar Elston. Robertson going deep. Pass almost hauled in. He got his hands on it. Brian Martin, he's their playmaker guy for receptions, but he couldn't bring it in. He was in double coverage back there.
He was squeezing that one into a tight window, and Byron Martin looked like he was going to come down with the football, to be honest with you. The 5'7", 145-pound junior. The defensive backs timed it wrong, and Robertson let it fly into the end zone, and I really thought almost a jump ball situation for the Pirates.
And we have a field goal attempt coming up here for Fairhope. This is a 53-yarder.
He was kicking them hard in warm-ups.
By Grant Thompson as he hooks it to the left. Coach Carter told us his range was good up to 50. His longest this season is 35, but no good right there, and the defense holds for MGM. Speaking of their defense, Corey, only giving up 9.3 points on defense. That's the best scoring defense in all of Class 7A, all 32 teams. No defense better than what we see right here tonight in Class 7A with MGM.
And that's a credit to the defensive coordinator, Alex Page. He's done a phenomenal job transforming these guys and getting them to believe into his system. And now the Vikings are looking to attack and to get success early on 1st downs. That's what you want to see. You want to see success and explosive plays of 12 yards or more for Coach Golson on the early downs.
1st and 10 on the 20 for MGM. 9:20 remaining here in the first half. That was Fairhope's 3rd possession of the ball game, 3rd series, and they come up short once again. Handoff for the Vikings. A nice run right there by Thomas White, about an 8-yard pickup. White pushes him up. He's the leading rusher for the Vikings. Sorry, 2nd leading rusher behind Harris. Nice run.
Dagan Jones, the defensive end, 5'8", 196-pound junior on the stop.
Harris pumps. Now he's trying to contact. Oh, almost hauled in by DJ Broughton. Tipped it and waiting right there to catch the moon pie. Possibly could have been Blake Westry, Corey.
Yeah, it was a jump ball situation, and Harris, you can see his arm, and this is a young man who was in his 1st year playing quarterback. We saw him be the backup quarterback a year ago to Jared Hollins. Look at his arm strength here. He puts the ball in front of where the defensive back couldn't catch it and just wasn't able to come up with the catch.
3rd and short coming up here for MGM. Appears to be a run play, possibly Harris with it. They go right up the middle. White with the carry, and that's going to be enough for the 1st down. Correction, Javoris Petway with the carry, and the chains are going to move.
Lance Wade with the stop, but not before MGM is able to pick up a good 1st down, and the ball will be spotted out right at the 32-yard line of the Vikings.
1st and 10 for MGM. Harris once again looking to the sideline. Get the play called man in motion. Hand off to Javoris Petway. No. Harris keeps it, snatches it out the belly, runs it right up the middle on the RPO. Nice pickup right there.
Great job of deciding to make the right decision, and the offensive line continuing to get a great push, and it's a 9-yard gain on that play. And you can see Harris and the graphic there in pink being October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, as we'll see pink throughout the stands and on the field with the officials as well.
Little quick out to Jakenyon Allen on the screen. Look at the speed of Allen as he breaks it past the midfield stripe up to the 48, pushed out of bounds. Another first down for MGM. We've been saying that all night.
8th reception for Allen, and you get a chance to see his speed as it's just a one-step, one-throw, quick throw to the perimeter, and Allen turns it up and gets on the plus side of the field right at the 48-yard line of the Pirates.
Bunch set here to the near side. And up top, single coverage. Looks like Barton up there. Harris looking that way. He's going to have to eat it. And Corey, he makes something out of nothing. Look at his feet. Look at him go, picking and weaving his way.
And like I said, a year ago, this young man was a corner. And earlier in the year, we've seen him in close games go to the corner. But Rock Gerhardt, the defensive end, 6'1", 230-pound senior, makes the stop. Harris with a 3-yard gain on that play.
Ball's at the 45-yard line, 2nd and 7. They're setting up the screen once again. And speaking of making something out of nothing, Jaden Smith picked up a couple there, gets close to the 40-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and short coming up here for MGM. Maybe 2 yards to go for the Vikings to get another first down.
Pushed out by Blake Westry, but this is an easy 2, and I say an easy 2 because they've been able to convert on 3rd and long and 4th and short, or 4th and medium as well. So no question, 2-down territory is the mindset of head coach Zach Golson.
Stack receivers at the bottom. Harris going to keep it. Pressure on him. He gets the first down and keeps it going.
And Harris.
MGM has run 30 plays tonight, Corey, courtesy of our statistician Matt Moore. That's a lot of plays in the first half.
Oh, absolutely going to wear you down. I mean, you're at a pace to where you're ready to run 72 plays here, and you only have 7 points on the board after running 30-plus plays, and there's going to be a timeout call by Fairhope to go ahead and regroup. Head coach Tim Carter had said he's seen enough.
Timeout by Tim Carter, 2nd timeout. Let's check in with Kimberly Dunn. What's going on, Kim?
Before the game, I was able to catch up with both of the coaches and kind of figure out what their mindset was for tonight's game. As you've talked about, both of these teams seem to be pretty evenly matched tonight, and they also have similar philosophies. Both of the teams said tonight's going to be all about playing a fundamental game, going back to the basics and putting into practice what they have been doing all season, taking care of the football, limiting penalties, and just playing sound football tonight. And that's what both of the coaches said that they needed to do in order to come away with this region win in tonight's game.
Thank you, Kim. We appreciate that. Got to thank our folks at BSN Sports, where you can get team apparel and equipment from baseball to cross country and all sports in between. BSN Sports, the heart of the game. Visit them online at bsnsports.com. Also, got to thank Firehouse Subs. At Firehouse, visit our friend Neil Patel at the Greenlight Road location. Firehouse Subs, getting us hooked up right here for the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week. Low throw. And they're going to say it's completed to Shamar Elston on the far side. Picks up about 3 or 4.
And Elston frustrated because he couldn't pick up any yak yards.
Right.
Yards after catch for the 6'2", 170-pound senior. And Harris said, no worries, I got you covered, teammate. I'm going to hit you in between the numbers and let you do your thing. It just wasn't on that particular throw, but it was able to pick up 4 yards.
Our stat guy, Matt Moore, tells us 9 first downs picked up by MGM tonight. Fairhope, no first downs. And a nice run right there going up the middle for the Vikings. Devin Petway, he's playing both sides of the ball tonight. And that's the 10th first down, Corey, for MGM.
Gus Faulkner again, and I mentioned in my checklist about be top heavy. And what I meant by that is time of possession heavy. No, not the case here for Fairhope, but it has been the case for the Vikings.
They're setting it up, little screen, tunnel screen for Jakenyon Allen. Look at the speed. He stretches out, hits the pylon. They're going to give it to him. That's an 18-yard pitch and catch, but it was really the run by Jakenyon Allen that did it.
You see the elite speed of Jakenyon Allen, the 5'8", 160-pound sophomore. We've seen him hit the perimeter, but he had to have great blocking by wide receivers down the field. And because he was able to get help by his teammates, MGM is able to put another 6 on the board by number 2.
Cooper Williams on for the PAT. Kick is up, and it is good. Another score by the Vikings. They're up 14.
We believe in the power of dreams.
When I grow up, I want to be a doctor because I can help people.
We believe in preparing our students for a future full of possibilities.
When I grow up, I want to be a teacher because I like helping other people learn.
In Mobile County Public Schools, we strive to help each student achieve their dreams. We offer real-world learning with an advanced curriculum for each child. It's our mission to graduate prepared and productive citizens and to help fulfill their dreams.
When I grow up, I want to be a web designer.
MGM all in control of this ball game, and something you talked about in your checklist, Corey, you just mentioned it, the TOP. They are just ruling time of possession tonight over Fairhope.
That's something that has to change for the Pirates to have a chance to win this contest, and it's all going to start with staying on the field offensively.
Nice run back here from Brian Martin. Gets over the 45, close to the 46. That is great field position. He averages 32 yards of return. But we do have a flag on the far side near the 25-yard line on the far side of the field near Fairhope. Let's get what the call is going to be from Gary Beasley.
See if it's going to negate that great return, as you saw Mr. Martin turn on the Jets there.
Holding, it's return team. 10-yard penalty spot the foul. First down.
I think Gary Beasley read your mind, Corey. That will negate that great run by Mr. Martin.
And what it does do, at least it's not while you're in first, second, or third down with possession. And you'll have a chance to start it with a new, fresh set of downs at your own 22. But you just have to find a first down on this drive for this offense.
So far, Fairhope has no first downs. Trying to get things going. Jahaven Johnson takes the ball from Robertson on the handoff, picks up about 4, maybe 5. Second down here for Fairhope. Tim Carter and the crew, they've got to put together a drive right here, Corey.
Drake Manning, the 5'11", 200-pound junior Mike linebacker on the stop, but not before 6 yards are gained. And that's what you want on first down. Now, if you're able to get another 3 here to bring up third and short, or better yet, pick up the first down behind this big offensive line, that's what the doctor's going to order.
Fairhope in front of the sticks right here. Going back to Johnson. Offensive line pushing him forward. Appears as if he has enough. And if he does, that will be a first down, and the first down for the Pirates tonight. Chain Gang hasn't moved yet. He's going to be short by maybe a half a yard. Quick tempo here. Looks like a tush push coming up for Fairhope, but the line is pushed by MGM. Let's see where they spot this at.
I don't think he gained any yards.
But there's a flag on the play. Gary Beasley threw the flag.
And it may be against Fairhope in this situation. He picks it up and quickly puts it in his pocket, but
I think it could have been a legal motion, Corey. It's going to push him back 5 yards. Ball's being placed back to the 25.
That play never occurred.
Never occurred.
And third down and a long 7 yards to go for Fairhope.
Line to gain is the 32 for the Pirates. As we're under 4 minutes here in the first half. Pass incomplete. Great coverage right there by the defense from MGM. But a flag on the far side as well. Right where the reception was possibly to take place at the 30-yard line.
Little defensive pass interference and didn't give him an opportunity to cleanly catch that, as Byron Martin was open and the intended receiver on the play. We'll get the call from Mr. Beasley here, walking it off.
Pass interference, defense, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Result of the penalty is a first down.
Take a look at the replay right here, see if we can catch it.
And Jackson quickly knew where he wanted to go over there on the left sideline in front of their bench. But you'll take a first down any way you can get it at this point in time if you're a Pirate fan. Ball spotted now at the 41 now.
First down and 10 for Fairhope. Empty set, man in motion. They fake it. Robertson's going to keep it on the left side. Look at the room and look at the fella go. You talked about his lineage, Corey, but the ball is out. I think we have a fumble.
He did not step out of bounds after a 20-yard gain.
That's a live ball, our second turnover tonight.
Huge, huge turn of events.
One for MGM, one for Fairhope. After a big game by Robertson right there, you could feel the momentum almost shifting here in the stadium, but the Vikings got up quickly when they realized that ball was on the turf.
And I don't know if we're able to look at this one more time. He was on the far sidelines, and he had enough for a first down, but a great job of ripping the ball out or putting a helmet on the football, and the ball staying in play, and MGM now taking over at their own 35.
First and 10 for the Vikings. Off the fumble. Harris flushed out of the pocket. Just going to keep it, turns the corner, steps out of bounds, maybe at about the 42. I thought he was going to throw it away, but he tried to squeeze out some more yards.
Harris just shows the ability to where, look, I know I can throw it and put it on the money, but I'm just going to go ahead and pick up the couple and not force it. And that's just a great offensive mindset to know I have to not throw it into coverage and value it and just take the yardage that the defense gives me to have 2nd and 8.
Ball's at the 37. Running it right up the middle. MGM once again. Javaris Petway picks up a couple. 3rd and about 6 here for the Vikings as we approach 3 minutes left in the first half.
Patrick Harbin, the 5'10", 217-pound Mike linebacker with the stop. But we've seen MGM convert here on 3rd and 4th down in the first half, and that's been the difference of the first half, the conversion rate.
They fake it end around. Jaden Smith forced out of bounds just past the 40-yard line, and we have a flag on the play.
On that far right sideline.
Right at the 40.
The official on that far side, I think, is Mr. Scooter. He's been busy tonight.
Yeah, Scooter Collins earned his check tonight, Corey. Gary Beasley going to give us the call here.
But Al, despite the penalties we've seen, the rhythm and the running has kept the clock moving efficiently. 2:37 remaining.
Holding offense. 4th down.
I agree on that, Corey. So from the spot of the foul, it's going to be 4th down. Ball's placed at the 41-yard line. MGM going for it once again. They've yet to punt tonight. Setting up the screen. JaKenyon Allen, he's the speedster. But Fairhope eats them up. They stay in their gaps, and they close the gates right there. Turnover on down, 2nd time tonight for MGM.
Cooper Bell, the boundary corner, 6 foot, 172-pound sophomore with that stop, and it was a critical 4th down stop as well. And now basically Fairhope gets the football right back in position that they were when that fumble occurred.
Correct.
On the last possession.
Ball sits at the 42-yard line. 2:30 remains here in the first half. Low snap to Robertson across the middle. And the tip drill pays off. with the interception. There he is, the young fella. He's a senior, DeMarcus Boykin. It's senior night. That's how you make mom and dad proud, Corey.
His second interception of the season. Does a great job of recognizing that it was a tip ball and was able to get both hands underneath it. You see the low snap. Great job by Jackson, but on the tip by the wide receiver, Johnny on the spot. DeMarcus Boykin, his second interception, and quickly MGM to the line of scrimmage.
Fairhope's second turnover tonight. Harris with plenty of time. No PI. There's the flag coming in right there. I thought there was going to be no PI trying to hook up with TJ Collier.
Yeah, Trecarius Collier, the 6'2", 170-pound junior. You see on that rapid change of possession how Coach Golson calls the kill shot down the field immediately, sensing blood in the water.
Right.
And he went ahead and went for that strike. Harris was going to connect with Collier, but because of the PI, it's going to be a free 15 yards and another first down for the Vikings.
Ball at the 46-yard line. MGM trying to pick up a score before halftime. Vikings running it near the midfield stripe. DJ Barton Pitway on the carry. Don't forget, coming up at halftime, the Chick-fil-A Halftime Trivia Challenge will be headed your way. Kimberly Dunn's going to try to get a winner as she goes into the stands and select someone and ask them a question. So that'll be coming up at halftime, our Chick-fil-A Halftime Trivia Challenge. We're under 2 minutes. MGM trying to get the play call together. All the receivers are bunched here to the near side, talking with the coaches, Corey.
Yeah, they just need to make sure that it's a check with me, check with offensive coordinator and head coach Zach Golson.
2nd and 5, right up the middle, right up the gut goes Shondell Harris. Picks up the first down, gets down to the 36-yard line of Fairhope.
And one of the things the trips formation does is it spreads the field and makes it to where if there's a hat on the hat with your offensive lineman, it opens up a quick crease for Harris. He knows how to hit it.
1st and 10 once again for MGM. Harris has time. Pass is complete. Stretching out and laying out. Devin Petway picks it up. MGM inside the red zone. Look at the replay coming right at you.
Wonderful job of putting the ball in play. Petway going up and high point the football. Now they're not only in the red zone area, it will be 1st and goal to go for the MGM Vikings right at the 9-yard line of the Pirates.
Just inside of the 10, close to the 9, so we'll call it 9 yards to go. I'm with you on that, Corey. Empty set, Harris shouting out instructions. Takes his time, sees a gap, sees an opening, needs one block, trying to turn the corner. Stops on a dime and stretches out right to the 1-yard line.
Harris, he's been in that weight room because he shredded Cooper Bell and really rang the bell of Mr. Cooper and was able to go ahead and flush out of the right side. You see Cooper, 18, come up, try to make the tackle, and he just discards him right here with a nice, mean, stiff arm. And now 2nd and goal to go. But what a great job of Harris showing the strength of himself at the quarterback position.
2nd and goal from the 1. I think you know whose number is going to get called right here, Corey. Number 8. Didn't stretch that ball across the goal line. And Zach Golson is going to call timeout. He runs onto the field down the 10-yard line, 24.5 seconds. Harris couldn't punch it in right there.
Well, I know that the strength of this offense is the offensive line. They have John Stevens, Gartman, Cooey, Griffin, and Thomas all up front. And Thomas's return at the right tackle position, you're able to go ahead behind this 295-pound offensive line to go right or left.
Correct.
And Harris is so small and compact to where he disappears behind those big offensive linemen. With 1 yard to go, I think it's just all but putting 6 more points on the board for MGM.
Ball's at the 1-yard line for the Vikings, trying to get points off turnovers, something we haven't had to occur yet tonight. But after that interception by DeMarcus Boykin, the Vikings took the momentum, and they are driving right down the field. Take a look at this catch right here by Devin Petway from Harris. It was beautiful as he stretched out for it, Corey.
Yeah, he goes up and high points the football and is able to stay in bounds. And now you're at a 3rd down and goal to go from the 1-yard line. And not under center, but 5 yards behind the center. Harris is just going to pick and choose what hole he wants to hit.
Devin Petway right behind him. Jaden Smith goes into motion, bobbled snap, and look at Shondell Harris make a touchdown out of nothing right there. That could have really been disaster for MGM.
Cooey with the high snap, but Harris was able to handle it, able to put 6 more, and that's points off of turnovers. And it's critical here with 18.8 seconds remaining in the second quarter that MGM was able to capitalize. You see Harris able to handle it with one hand, and the point after is going to be up, and there's going to be a flag prior to it going through the goalpost.
Williams kicked it, but they're going to call a false start against MGM. Had some motion there. So Williams is going to get a re-kick on the PAT. Let's see if this penalty might be costly for the Vikings or if Williams will sail it through the uprights.
He's been very efficient kicking extra points.
Kick is up, and it is good. 21-0 is our score. Here's the run right there by Harris. Look at him bobble the snap, regroups, takes his time, scoots in on the right side.
Makes it look easy, folks, with the bad snap, able to go ahead and gather himself, and no pressure coming from the linebackers or the corners, and he was able to hit the corner, and he could have skipped into the end zone, but it's 6 more points. The extra point makes it 7, 21-0, our score here at Sims, Alabama.
Very impressive first half showing here by MGM. Not attempting one single punt tonight, Corey, going for it on 4th down. Only 2 opportunities where they didn't make it. It was ball over on downs, and Fairhope just can't seem to get things together to try to get points on the board. Just when you thought they had some momentum going, a fumble by Jackson Robertson.
Well, what you want to do here, Fairhope was able to score on special teams a week ago. You don't want to kick the number 6, that's for sure, because we've seen how fast and explosive he is.
Taken right at the 1-yard line by Brian Martin, and he is level at the 24. 13.6 seconds remain. Gary Beasley trying to clear up the action. There's MGM trying to get the player up.
You can hear
and there's the flag for the unsportsmanlike. You can see that, the taunting and the chipping that's going on.
The oohs and the ahs from the crowd tell you all you need to hear about this special teams hit that was made on this play as Martin was returning it from his own goal line.
Yeah.
Looking to go almost 100 yards, not able to do so before a nice hit. And here comes the call from Mr. Beasley.
Here.
15 yards against MGM. Here Beasley's might cut out. Here we go, Corey.
An absolutely full speed hit. And that's what you call a football collision, as it looks, we don't even have a 0 on the roster.
I don't have a 0 on the roster myself.
But I would tell you this, he said, you're going to learn my name today, folks, because I absolutely showed up and handled the returner on the play. But
that looks to be more than 15, Corey. I mean, I can do simple math unless they had 2 unsportsmanlike, but Beasley's mic went out, so we didn't get the full explanation. Maybe Coach Golson can share something with Kimberly as he's heading to the locker room for the interview. But
2 of them. 2
it had to be 2 of them.
And what it does is it puts you in shape for one more Hail Mary. And if I'm Fairhope, I don't even want to risk a Hail Mary because we've already seen 6 points off of turnovers off of a drive here. But what you are risking if you decide to throw this Hail Mary is an opportunity for MGM to return and just run the clock out and come out of halftime and be able to fight because MGM received the ball to begin the game.
Right, Fairhope will get the ball back. They're going to clear it out for Robertson, and he is sacked on the play. Wow, Caleb Morris. That was the guy you were talking about earlier, Corey.
You see the star on the back of his helmet.
Yep.
And that is him being able to get pressure on Robertson, being able to end the half. They wanted to throw the Hail Mary, just not enough time, as it was a great job of putting quarterback pressure on Robertson and ending the half 21-0.
Flushed him out and sacked him, and that's that 9.3 point per game defense, the #1 defense in Class 7A. Only 32 teams comprise the largest class in the state of Alabama, and MGM has the top defense score.
And you can see why. I mean, they're able to convert on 3rd and 4th down, and really when you look at it, it's what the offense was able to do to save the defense and keep them fresh in the first half. Coach Carter, the team will talk about it. 0-0 score. I know both of these coaches are talking about don't get caught looking at the scoreboard at halftime.
Let's check in with Kimberly Dunn. She has Zach Golson with her.
Coach Golson, your team was able to come out, be explosive, and kind of control the tempo of this first half of the game. How do you hope that translates into the rest of the game?
Yeah, we just need to keep playing. It's a really good first half. Pleased with the execution in the first half. Few things that we need to clean up, but overall, pretty good start. We just need to keep playing that way in the second half.
There's been a few penalties, and even right there at the end, what was it that went on that made them move back even further?
Yeah, I think we stood up and flexed a little bit. You know, we're a little excitement. You know, we're playing physical, and I think our guys get a little overexcited. Nothing too bad though, no bad language or anything like that. So, you know, we're something we're trying to get better at, but you know, we'll keep coaching it.
Yeah, absolutely, Coach. Well, I'll let you get with your team. Thank you so much.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you, Kimberly. We do appreciate it. It is halftime. MGM is up 21-0. Keep it right here. We'll take a break and come back soon with the Chick-fil-A Halftime Trivia Challenge.
High school students, are you looking for a way to become a better leader? Then the Junior Officers Training Corps may be what you're seeking. If you would like to develop self-reliance, learn ways to be more responsible, and improve your communication skills, you can do that and more when you register for the Junior Officers Training Corps. The JROTC program is available to all high school students in Mobile County. JROTC, we build a better you.
I believe my child's school is probably one of the best ones I could have picked in Mobile. She's in the PACE program. The teachers are phenomenal. The principal, I couldn't ask for a better principal. The research that I had done myself, I believe the quality of education in Mobile County Public School System is excellent. For me and my child, I'm going to stick with the public school system. I think it's the way to go.
If you look at the numbers, Mobile County Public Schools is making great strides. With more than 53,000 students, 7,000 employees, and 90 schools, we are consistently increasing our 4-year graduation rate and our first-class pre-K program. We continue to strive for national recognition and continue to prepare our students for the global workforce. And we do all of this with one goal in mind, to equip and empower college and career-ready graduates. Mobile County Public Schools. We're learning today, leading tomorrow.
This is a program for any middle school student who's actually behind. This opportunity offers kids a chance to do 2 grades in 1 year.
If it wasn't for Star Academy, I would still be in 8th grade and probably still struggling.
We are one-on-one. We have small classrooms, and we're able to give students that personal touch, that personal attention.
I know I'm coming to see good teachers, good attitude, and also they're here to teach us what we need to learn.
I'm Keith Blackwood, your Mobile County District Attorney. I want to remind you about the truancy laws. 5 unexcused absences requires you to attend the early warning truancy program. Failure to attend the early warning truancy program can cause you to appear before a judge in circuit court. We need you to stay in school. This is a serious law, and it needs to be taken very seriously. I wish you and your family a safe, happy, and successful school year.
It is halftime, and it is time for the Chick-fil-A Halftime Trivia Challenge. So let's check in with Kimberly Dunn. What's up, Kim?
Hey guys, I was able to get 3 very special guests that are going to help us this evening for our Chick-fil-A Halftime Trivia Challenge, and they are students here at Mary G. Montgomery High School. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, can you tell us your first and last name and what grade you're in?
I'm Elena Peacock, and I'm in 10th grade.
I'm Brooklyn Crochet, and I'm in 10th grade too.
I'm Caitlin Richardson, and I'm also in 10th grade.
Awesome, and I see a little bit of camouflage going on and some cowboy boots. What's the theme for tonight?
Country.
Country, okay, so country for senior night. All right, you ready for our question tonight? If they are the correct answer for our Chick-fil-A Halftime Trivia Challenge, they will win our lovely prize pack as well as some Chick-fil-A gift cards. The prize pack is full of items from Chick-fil-A and Mobile County Public Schools. Are you ready for our question? Okay, here we go. There are 365 days in a calendar year. Those days are divided into 12 months. How many months of the year have 31 days? All right, and so your choices are 3, 5, 7, or 9. So how many of the months have 31 days? All right, you want to give it a try? All right, Caitlin, let's see. What answer do you think it is? 3, 5, 7, or 9?
9.
Is it 9? No, it is not 9. It is not 9. Okay, let's try again. You think you're going to get it this time?
February doesn't have it. April doesn't have it. I know March does. May has 31. June has 30. Yeah, 7.
Okay, their answer is 7, and that is correct. Do y'all want to have a bonus try and see if you can name the months that have 31 days? We'll try? Well, we'll do it together. It's January, March, May, July, August, October, and December. So 7 months have 31 days. So congratulations, girls. You get our Chick-fil-A prize pack. Go and get some Chick-fil-A goodies and enjoy those Mobile County Public Schools surprises. So y'all wave at everybody and say thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kimberly. My birthday month has 31 days in it. That's August. We'll take a break and come back. Halftime's going on. It's senior night here in Viking land, and the Vikings are up 21 points.
Do you feel alone, overwhelmed, or helpless?
There's hope. There's hope. Call or text 988.
You don't have to face your crisis alone. If you need a safe space to talk with a trusted adult for support, reach out to your school counselor.
Do you need help to make it through everyday struggles?
Do you need someone to talk to?
Call or text 988. Your social emotional wellness is worth it.
Remember, there's hope, there's help.
This is a program for any middle school student who's actually behind. This opportunity offers kids a chance to do 2 grades in 1 year.
If it wasn't for Star Academy, I would still be in 8th grade and probably still struggling.
We are one-on-one. We have small classrooms, and we're able to give students that personal touch, that personal attention.
I know I'm coming to see good teachers, good attitude, and also they're here to teach us what we need to learn.
Mobile County Public Schools completes about $100 million in school construction each year. And we're looking for new contractors and construction vendors to help us ensure that all students are learning in top-notch facilities. Is your company interested in becoming a construction vendor for Mobile County Public Schools so you can bid on these projects? We need contractors, plumbers, HVAC installers, roofers, electricians, painters, and more. Follow these steps to become a vendor. Number 1, complete the vendor application online. Under System, select Business, and then under Resources, click Vendor Online Application. Number 2, enter the vendor portal. Click Apply to agree to the terms and click Save and Next. Number 3, enter your business information as prompted. A tax ID number or social security number will be required to complete the application. At the bottom of each page, click Save and Next. To find out what projects are currently open for bidding, Visit mcpss.com/bid invitation. Follow MCPSS Facilities Facebook page and email facilities to receive notifications. Complete these easy steps, and your company soon may be part of Team MCPSS.
If you're looking for fun, fashionable, and affordable jewelry, it's here. It's Paparazzi. We have a variety of colors and styles of bracelets, rings, necklaces, and earrings for all occasions and for every event. New styles are added daily, which means you are always up to date with the latest fashion. For that genuine bling, join me, Charmaine Watson, the real jewelry lady, on Facebook Live Sunday through Thursday at 7 p.m. It's cute, it's fun, it's fashion, it's $5, it's Paparazzi.
Mobile County Public Schools, the place that has it all. We have 90 schools that include rural, urban, and suburban schools of various sizes. We are also home to Alabama's first public school. We welcome you to come join our winning team. Our district is led by the 2020 Superintendent of the Year, Mr. Cressel D. Threadgill. Our teachers are leaders in their profession who are afforded numerous professional development opportunities. Our principals are collaborators and encouragers. Our schools are leading in innovation and instruction. And most importantly, our students who are learning today, leading tomorrow, are simply the best. If you want to live in a historically rich city near beautiful beaches with superb Southern hospitality, we invite you to come teach with the best, Team MCPSS.
Our children with special needs deserve a place to play. That is why we are coming together to build the Miracle League of West Mobile Schmidt Family Park. It will include a special needs ball field and playground, regulation baseball and softball fields, and more. We have raised more than $1 million and construction will start soon. But we need your help to complete the project. Visit mcpss.com/Miracle League to donate and to learn more. Any dollar amount will help bring a smile to a child's face. Together, we can make a miracle.
There's a lot to like about Mobile County Public Schools.
What I enjoy about Mobile County School is the extra attention my teachers give us to help us learn.
Teachers are liking their access to technology, and students are liking the quality of their education.
I like the technology that's been incorporated into my education.
And since 1826, you have trusted us to prepare your child for their future, and we like that. Mobile County Public Schools. We are learning today, leading tomorrow.
Did you know that missing 2 days of school per month has a negative effect on student achievement?
And that chronic absenteeism is negatively impacting
1 out of every 10 Alabama students.
Studies show students who are chronically absent are more likely to drop out of school. For every 1 day your child is absent from school, it takes 3 days for them to catch up.
So if I am not sick, make sure I'm at school, because missing school means missing out.
It's still halftime here at E.S. Grider Memorial Field at Charles Leverett Field. And right now, senior activities have wrapped up for senior night. We'll take it down to the field and listen to the Viking Band. Great performance right there by the MGM marching band. We'll take a break and come back and bring you more second half action headed your way. Don't move.
Hey Alexa, tell me about Mobile County Public Schools.
With 53,000 students in 90 schools, Mobile County Public Schools equips and empowers college and career-ready graduates. Several MCPSS schools are ranked among Alabama's top 10. Yearly, graduating students earned about $110 million in college scholarships and 10,000 career credentials. MCPSS is learning today, leading tomorrow. Does that answer your question?
Halftime wrapping up. Before we take a look at halftime stats and revisit your checklist, Corey, we need to look at first half highlights.
Highlights galore if you're an MGM Vikings fan for sure, as our score at halftime is 21-0 in favor of MGM. They're able to score points off of turnovers, and as we take a look at their first score of the game, a big-time Thomas White touchdown of 14 yards, and then Harris, he delivers out into the flat, and he's able to find Jakenyon Allen for an 18-yard score. Great blocking down the field by his wide receiver. And here it is, a big-time hit defensively that created a turnover as big-time run by Jackson Robinson. The ball squirts out, stays in bounds.
Wow.
MGM pounces on top of it. And here it is, Mr. Harris with a long throw to Petway. Petway able to keep it in bounds, and then Harris does the rest, dances, jukes, shakes, stiff arms the defender, and is able to eventually score 6 more points. Perfect on all extra points there for MGM. 21-0, our halftime score.
And points off of turnovers right there on the last interception. That interception by DeMarcus Boykin on the tip drill. Let's look at first half stats. As a matter of fact, our statistician China Powell been working hard for us tonight, accumulating them along with Matt Moore. Look at the rushing yards, Corey, 145 for MGM.
And that's the biggest difference. Also, the total yards, 226 to 41, 2 turnovers to 1. The penalties, I know, is something Coach Golson talked about. 30 free yards tapped on right before the half, but 21-0 is our score here in Sims, Alabama, in this 7A Region 1 contest.
And that only turnover for MGM, that was a muffed punt by Jakenyon Allen, but hey, he made up for it. He got that touchdown, Corey, you know.
Shows the speed there. You're able to go ahead and, like you said, right a wrong, and he'll learn in the film room how to just step up a yard and be just fine. Fairhope's checklist, they needed to be top heavy and top TOP, time of possession. We saw them with only 1 possession there in deep into the second quarter. MGM grinding out on the clock. Create takeaways. They've been able to create that one off of the muffed opportunity and check the box in all 3 phases of special teams. And that's how they were able to get their 1 turnover on that punt that was muffed. And then you look at MGM, what they have been able to do, alignment assignments, not giving up many first downs at all in the first half, have explosive plays. We've seen many of those be over 12 yards or more, and poised without penalties. We saw Shondell Harris, his first touchdown was erased due to a holding.
Sure was, Corey.
But since then, MGM has really been able to clean things up prior to going to halftime.
And that was something Coach Golson said. They got to definitely poise on the penalty there, getting those 2 at the end, costly, back-to-back unsportsmanlike, equaled 30 yards, which comprised 30 of that 65 penalty yardage against MGM. So right now, Fairhope preparing to receive this kickoff from MGM. 3 men in the back waiting for the kick. Cooper Williams about to lay into it here for MGM, and he boots it way back down there. Ball goes out of bounds. Let's check in with Kimberly Dunn. What's going on, Kimberly?
I was able to talk with Coach Carter during that halftime and ask him what message he was telling his team. He said, we got knocked around a little bit in that first half, but we've got to come out stronger and play football and execute. He said there were a lot of mistakes that they made, and and mistakes that aren't customary to this team. He said there were a lot of missed opportunities as well. So they've got to come out, they've got to capitalize on those opportunities when they have them. They have to fix those mistakes. And just like I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, they've got to get to the fundamentals of playing this football game, taking care of the football, avoiding those penalties. And he said, we're not going to let them knock us around this much for this second half.
Thank you, Kimberly. You're right about that, Cora. We saw this a couple weeks ago. Alabama played Georgia. Everyone thought the game was over at the half, and look what happened in the second half of that SEC contest. So you can't rule out Tim Carter. This guy's got over 25 years of coaching experience.
Great job by Desmond Thomas around the left end. Has enough for the first down. There's going to be a late penalty flag that is thrown on the play as well, but that's how you want to open up the second half in regards to dominating the line of scrimmage and picking up a first down from the get-go.
Don't get caught looking at the scoreboard and this penalty going against MGM.
After the play, personal foul, late hit out of bounds, 15-yard penalty, results of the play is a first down.
You just talked about it in your checklist, Corey, poised under penalties.
Great job of blocking as you see big number 50, Billy Erickson, the right guard, go ahead and make sure that he had his defensive lineman stood straight up, and the ball's going to be spotted right at the 38-yard line of the Vikings. And we'll see here if they're able to string together some first downs or some explosive plays out of this offense.
Already in MGM territory, they hand off to Thomas once again, picking his spot. Look at him go. On his way, that's going to be a 38-yard touchdown. Corey, I just said it a couple weeks ago. We saw the Alabama-Georgia game. They were up at the half. Oh, my goodness, Georgia came back later in the second half. Fairhope's on the board already.
Cannot get caught looking at the scoreboard defensively, and being caught on what you did in the first half doesn't matter because Desmond Thomas took that one. Touchdown Thomas is what we're going to call him. That is his 5th rushing touchdown of the season. The 5'10", 170-pound senior shows us that he knows how to get into the zone, makes that house call, and the extra point is going to be no good.
No good. High snap. We'll take a break and come back. More action headed your way. It won't be a shutout tonight. Fairhope is on the board, still down 21-6.
I believe my child's school is probably one of the best ones I could have picked in Mobile. She's in the PACE program. The teachers are phenomenal. The principal, couldn't ask for a better principal. The research that I had done myself, I believe the quality of education in Mobile County Public School System is excellent. For me and my child, I'm going to stick with the public school system. I think it's the way to go.
You're watching the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week. Al Wheaton, Corley Bounty on the sidelines, Kimberly Dunn, our statisticians, China Powell, and Matt Moore bringing you the action from E.S. Grider Memorial Stadium at Charles Leverett Field. There's the kickoff right there from Fairhope. Taken by Jakenyon Allen, runs into a Pirate, still bouncing almost like a pinball, getting close to the 30-yard line. I think they're going to spot him at about the 27 or 28.
Great speed and agility shown by this young man as he's able to pump it up right to the 27, and 1st and 10 now for MGM with their first offensive opportunity. Is you get a chance to see a little bit of the decision-making process on this return, and he does a phenomenal job of just disappearing as he stays low and avoids defenders.
Keeps those legs churning.
Zach Golson, wide open playbook here from the 27-yard line of 1st and 10. Single man coverage, one-on-one go routes are available for MGM.
And they are playing off the Vikings receivers as they toss it out to Jaden Smith on the screen. He had some blocking downfield. Nice pickup right here by the Vikings, about 4 yards. Going to be 2nd and about 6 coming up here for MGM.
Blake Westry on the stop, but you're able to go ahead and pick up at least 4 yards, and we'll call it 2nd and 6 for MGM. And Harris is just waiting to find those one-on-one matchups, and if there's no press coverage, you can't allow these wide receivers to have a free release.
Thomas White in the backfield. They fake the screen up the middle, goes Shondell Harris, gets across the 40. That's going to be a first down for the Vikings.
Harris doing what he does best, reading the defense, seeing that the defense is spread out, covering the wide receivers on the perimeter, and has enough of a crease given by his offensive line to pick up another Vikings first down.
Ball's at the 42-yard line. Vikings on the move once again. Play action going across the middle to the seam. Cannot connect with the receiver, DJ Broughton. Second down and 10 coming up for MGM.
He rifled that one in there, and you were going to have and squeeze the pigskin on that one because he threw that one extremely hard with a lot of heat behind it. Incomplete, but it is one that I know that Broughton Jr. would love to have back and an opportunity to catch that one and get some yards after the catch.
Got a bunch set, trip receivers to the top. Shamar Elston here on the near side, single coverage on him. Harris just takes off. Fairhope trying to tackle him. He turns the corner, turns the edge. Look at him scooting out of bounds just past the 50, I believe, Core.
You can see how nifty and shifty Harris really is. And when he sees a pocket collapse or he knows that he's got to go, that timer in his head goes off really quickly. He's not going to sit and dance around the pocket. He's going to go ahead and tuck it and run with it.
3rd and about 2 here for the Vikings. We had him week 2 against Gulf Shores. And that was the night MGM gave up nearly 400 yards on the ground to the running back. But I don't recall Harris being this shifty that ball game, Corey. From then until now, his game has drastically improved, especially on the ground.
Got much more comfortable at the quarterback position, and he was dead to right the backfield. Dagan Jones, the 5'8", 196-pound junior, had him tackled for a loss. And Harris, he just finds a way to move forward, get enough yardage for that first down, crosses midfield, the ball at the 48-yard line of the Pirates.
Trip receivers here on the near side. Possible screen they're setting up. Devin Petway pointing to Harris to throw it to Jaden Smith, and it was almost intercepted by the Pirates.
Yeah, Blake Westry, he read the eyes and was getting ready to get him a pick 6.
Yes, sir.
And was not able to come away with it. But you see Harris, he's trying to check down, and he's looking and eyeballing and almost intercepted, undercutting that route.
2nd and 10 for MGM. They fake it to White, set up the screen here on the flat to Jaden Smith. He has an alley, shoots through, gets the first down, and the chains are going to move once again for the Vikings.
Almost another interception by the Pirates as Mason Henderson, the boundary safety, comes away with the stop. But you don't want to go to the well one too many times because sooner or later it will become an interception. But plenty of field to the right of Harris there to the far side. He can have all day to dance on that side of the football field. Not the short side, but the far side that he has room to operate.
Harris looking to his left, flushed out, dumps it to Thomas White, but Thomas White made the crucial mistake. He started to run before he caught the ball.
Got to bring it in first, and if you're able to do that, that's fine. Harris didn't even look to the right side of the field. He knew exactly where he wanted to go automatically. 2nd and 10 now coming up for MGM. And as I mentioned, if you look at the top of that screen, the one-on-one matchups that are available there for the wide receivers.
Shamar Elston at the top on the far side, and they are playing off Elston big time, Corey.
And we'll see here if Harris decides to take it to that far side of the field.
Play clock under 5. They get the snap off. Harris looks to the right, avoids the sack, sneaks up into the pocket. He's pushed past the 35-yard line down to the 34, brings up 3rd down for MGM.
Great job of Fairhope staying in their running lanes, and Daryl Gilbert, the 6'1", 275-pound defensive lineman, with the stop for the Pirates. And I don't know if that flag came out on the far side of the field. Yes, it did indeed, right in front of Fairhope's bench at the 41-yard line.
So far, Harris 10 for 17, 96 yards through the air, 16 carries for 107 on the ground. He's having himself a great night so far.
He's definitely a dual-threat quarterback.
Yes, sir. He sure is. As I said, Corey, that was early in the season when we saw him, but he has truly matured, got more comfortable in his game. The more I see him run and throw, the more he puts me in the mindset of Kyler Murray. That's what I think about when I see him.
Yeah, not a lot of height, but plenty of elite quickness and agility there within the pocket. Commands this offense, taking over for Jared Hollins, who is now at South Alabama. And I mentioned the position change. Harris coming from corner and backup quarterback a year ago to now commanding this offense of Zach Golson.
Offense, penalties refused.
And it will be third down and close to 8 yards to go.
So
for
Tim Carter declines the penalty. Ball sitting at the 34-yard line. Straight up the middle goes Harris. I think Fairhope forgot to put the linebackers in position because it was wide open right up the middle, north-south.
Gus Faulkner, the 6', 180-pound sophomore linebacker with the stop, but that's what Harris does. When you go wide receivers, 2 to the left, 2 to the right, 3 to the right now, you're spreading that defense out, and it makes it very tough if they're able, the offensive line, to get to the second level.
That was a 15-yard pickup for Harris. Quick screen, Jacalen Allen.
He was down.
Jakenyon, he was down as he stretched out. He was down. You can see our buddy Scooter Collins down there saying he is down. So it'll be second down. Here's the replay right here.
Getting the ball out very quickly and trying to stretch out. That is Harris on the previous play, and now Harris looking to get the ball out of his hands quickly. And we've seen Allen score earlier in the game on a similar play, but as he stretched out, the ball had already hit the turf, and it's going to be second and right at 5 yards to go.
Ball sitting at the 15-yard line for MGM. Harris going to keep it, running to the left behind the tackle. Tiptoes close to the pylon. It's going to be marked out at the 1-yard line. Another outstanding carry from Shondell Harris.
Harris just shows his strength, folks. He said the defender's too little after the play. You see him be able to break containment to the outside, tiptoes down the sideline, lowers his shoulder and lowers the boom on Mason Henderson. Now you're at a 1st and goal from your 1-yard line. MGM trying to answer this score of the Pirates here in the third quarter.
We saw Harris score on a 1-yard run late in the second quarter. Points off of turnovers. They give this one to Devin Petway. He just runs into a pile of Pirates. No gain on the play. 2nd down and goal.
And last week, MGM beat Bryant 31-6. Next week, they'll be traveling to Baker, the Battle of West Mobile, but 40-1 since 2000 when allowing less than 10 points. And they're working on the first winning decade in MGM football since the 1960s. Zach Golson has brought that winning formula here.
2nd and goal, they go back to Petway, and he punches it in. 1-yard score for Devin Petway and MGM.
Petway with his 2nd rushing touchdown of the season. The 6'2", 205-pound junior. He can also play running back on top of wide receivers, so the versatility is shown there in this offensive arsenal. MGM able to punch it in once again and now lead 27-6 with the point after pending.
And Petway plays some defense for them as well. Corey, kick is up and it's good. 28-6 is our score. MGM extends their lead. Just recently, matter of fact, this past week, we crowned some new volleyball champions for Mobile County. Congratulations to Barton Academy. They are the small division champions of the 2024 season. And also we have a large division champion as well. Congratulations going out to Sims. So we're right here in Sims territory. The middle school is right over there to our west. In the large division, the Sims Bulldogs captures the crown. We were able to televise those matches this past week, a first time ever for the network, showing middle school volleyball. So congratulations to Barton Academy and congratulations to Sims on their wins in middle school volleyball. Under 7 minutes here remaining in the third quarter. MGM all in control, up 28-6 so far in the contest. Kick goes out of bounds from Williams, so once again, Fairhope will take over at their own 35-yard line. Corey, Fairhope put together a two-play drive. Of course, one play assisted by a penalty, and then MGM comes right back, drives down the field. Here, take that, Fairhope. I scored again.
And the message in the locker room by head coach Tim Carter in his 10th year as the Pirates head coach was to come out and score to begin the second half. They were able to do that, but the defense wasn't able to do them any favors, and now the offense is going to have to answer the bell the same way they did on the previous drive.
1st and 10 from the 35 for the Pirates. Nice breeze blowing here at E.S. Grider Memorial Stadium. And taken down right there by MGM. Oh, my goodness. Jahaven Johnson couldn't go anywhere.
The Vikings stomp by Caleb Morris coming from his nose guard position, absolutely swallowing up Johnson, the running back, and it is a tackle for loss. And once again, you can see why Caleb Morris was the Crichton Optimist Club Defensive Lineman of the Week, as evident on that play.
2nd and 11 from the 34 for Fairhope. Johnson just to the right. Robertson kind of sidearms that one, does complete it out to Andrews Hunt. Well, yeah, that may be Hunt's first reception tonight, Corey.
And that's exactly what you want, though. You want that completion here by Robertson. Robertson works hard at QB country here locally and just has tried to hone and work on his craft. A basketball player, his dad, again, the head coach at Coastal Alabama South, and just has meant a lot by him stepping out and giving his body up for this Fairhope Pirates football program.
3rd down and about 7 coming up here. Ball's at the 38. Low snap to Robertson, kind of does a hitch. Pumps it once again. Can't find anyone. Great coverage by MGM. Forces Robertson to throw it away. You could see him trying to go one area, had to pump it again, rethink it. Great coverage downfield by the secondary.
Absolutely blanket coverage, and you live to go ahead and punt and try to flip the field on 4th down. And I know that 4 and 29 since 2000 are the Fairhope Pirates when scoring less than 10 points. And these 21 seniors that are part of Coach Carter's roster want to change that narrative. And the way they're going to have to do that is to scratch and claw here for the duration and put points on the board the way they were on that first offensive drive.
Fairhope down 28 cents. J.C. Norton. Nice punt. JaKenyon Allen once again. He muffed one earlier, led to a turnover for Fairhope.
Scrum down at the bottom of that pile, fighting for that football as he definitely muffed it. And I think Fairhope may come away with this one, but it's definitely a scrum at the bottom of that pile.
You can see 2 players with hands on the ball, one for Fairhope and one for MGM. And they're going to signal MGM balls.
Signal for the fair catch, and again, that time falling backwards, not having the balance that you want, but I don't know how he was able to come away.
Rolled right back up on it. He rolled right back up on the ball, Corey, off his bottom. But they're going to award the ball to MGM. That could have been another crucial turnover, something Fairhope wanted. Try to get some momentum. So it's 1st and 10 from the 23 for MGM. Handoff up the middle for the Vikings.
Great
job. Going to bring up 2nd down. Javoris Petway with the carry.
Yeah, filling the hole and doing a phenomenal job of filling that defensive hole was Bryce Booth coming up and making that stop, but not before 4 yards were gained.
2nd and 6. Petway goes out in motion. They're trying to set up the screen here. Harris does unload it to Shamar Elston. It was a bit low, incomplete. Elston does not have a reception tonight. He comes in as the leading receiver for the Vikings, but he hasn't caught one yet.
Yeah, that's one that I know he would have loved to have had, because 3 defenders were swarming on top of Harris, meaning that if you can get a hat on a hat, you had plenty of yards after catch available. 3rd down now for MGM.
And one thing you can notice, Corey, the weapons at the disposal of Harris, he has thrown it to Broughton, he's thrown it to Smith, he's thrown it to Petway, thrown it to Jakenyon Allen. Pressure on him. He floats that one up. It's an interception. Hauled in by Fairhope. Johnny on the spot for them. Bryce Booth, you just called his name a while ago, Corey, gets the INT.
And I said, that you don't want to go to that well one too many times. We've seen 2 almost interceptions, but he's backpedaling. Should have just thrown that one out of bounds, threw it up for grabs, and that's one that Harris would love to have back. Booth with a huge turnover, and it's going to put not only the Pirates in the red zone area, striking distance of the red zone area, it's going to give the offense an opportunity to get 6 points on the board the way they were coming out of halftime.
1st and 10 from the 23 of MGM. End around. Fairhope trying to get creative and come up with something, as Brian Martin is tackled for a loss, about a 2-yard loss on the play.
Phenomenal tackle on the play, coming up and making that hit for MGM. As you see that you just stay home and you read your lanes and you're able to come away. Devin Petway, you mentioned him playing both ways.
Both ways tonight.
For MGM. Huge hit and stop. Tackle for loss, 2nd, and we'll call it 11.
Petway just scored the touchdown for them. We may mention he's played some defense for MGM as well. Fairhope breaks the huddle late. Tim Carter's going to call a timeout at 3:32 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Uses his first timeout. So we'll take a break with him as well. Right here, got to let you know, coming up this week, we got something headed your way. We're going to be broadcasting the MCPSS Middle School Football Championships. Corey, it's our 2nd year doing it. Cannot wait. This Thursday, 4 p.m., 2 football games headed your way. In the small division, what I'm loving, this is a rematch from last year. Lott versus Alba. Lott won the small division last year. That's kind of like the Cowboys and the Steelers, or the Cowboys and the Bills back in the 90s. And in the large division, our statistician, defending large division champ, Matt Moore and his Palmer Pillins Eagles, taking on the Burns Trailblazers in the large division. So we'll start at 4 p.m. Cannot wait for this one, Corey. This is going to be nice.
Absolute great way to showcase the young talent that will be future stars at these high schools. And we'll see how our statistician Matt Moore is able to do defending his title.
Defending the title in the large division. 2nd down and about 11 coming up. Robertson with time. Has a man in the end zone. Cannot connect with him. I believe that is Fisher Southall. But we have a flag on the play. Looking at a stat just delivered to us from Matt Moore. Listen at this, Corey. MGM has run 52 plays compared to Fairhope's 22 plays. That is unbelievable. That is a time of possession like none else.
Yeah, that's something that has really affected this outcome and this score so far, 28-6. But I don't think the wide receiver, because the flag was thrown, had an opportunity to finish his route. And that's why there's a discussion there to where the defensive pass interference comes, because the wide receiver wasn't able to run his route.
Personal foul, DPI, penalties refused. Personal foul, defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
I didn't see that one, Corey. Wow.
Double whammy.
Oh, my goodness.
And that will put Fairhope the deepest that they have been without scoring a rushing touchdown. We saw them with the rushing touchdown to have the 6 points of the board, but with 3:22 remaining and the ball being spotted right at the 12-yard line of the Vikings, prime opportunity here to get Thomas White involved. And we'll see Desmond Thomas or Johnson, the running back, for the Pirates be able to put 6 on the board.
Thomas in the game right now. They give it to him. He turns the edge outside the numbers, trying to pick a spot. He's going to be knocked out of bounds around the 8 or 9 yard line. Brings up 2nd down. Fairhope can pick up a 1st down here without having to score.
Now, what you have to remember is MGM only giving up 9.3 points per game, so a field goal here would make it 28-9, not really put a dent in the score that like you would like to. So you want to have an opportunity here to get a 1st down or a touchdown and see what happens.
Thomas just to the right. They go back to him again, picks him a spot right up the middle, gets close to the 5, just inside of the 5. We'll call it the 5. About 3 yards short of a 1st down, so 3rd and short coming up for the Pirates.
The great thing for Fairhope is they can get a 1st down without scoring a touchdown. Just a couple of more yards needed in order to pick up that 1st down, but you have to do so. It's definitely 2-down territory for
no
Coach
doubt.
Tim Carter.
No doubt about that. And Zach goes and works himself out to the 10-yard line and calls a timeout. He doesn't want to give up any more points right here at the 2:06 mark. We'll take a break, come back, and bring you this big 3rd down play for the Pirates. You're watching the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week.
You know that missing 2 days of school per month has a negative effect on student achievement, and that chronic absenteeism is negatively impacting 1 out of every 10 Alabama students.
Studies show students who are chronically absent are more likely to drop out of school. For every 1 day your child is absent from school, it takes 3 days for them to catch up.
So if I am not sick, make sure I'm at school, because missing school means missing out.
Welcome you back to the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week. Fairhope in a crucial spot right here, 3rd and about 3 yards to go, a long 3, Corey, trying to get points off of turnovers. An interception by Bryce Booth has led to this positioning right here for the Pirates.
Big back in the backfield for Fairhope. We'll see if another blocker comes off the bad snap, but there's a flag.
And a flag. Might be a false start. Let's see what Gary Beasley has to say here. Well, I thought we had a flag, Corey.
Definitely a stoppage in play for sure. And what you do,
coming out of a timeout.
You bring in Patrick Harbin.
Big PJ Harbin.
Yeah,
coming over from defense.
Mike linebacker now in the backfield for Fairhope.
He goes in to block. And a pass is complete. Touchdown for the Pirates to Harrison Cook. It's going to be a 5-yard pass from Robertson to Cook, and the Pirates scored a touchdown.
His 3rd receiving touchdown of the season. Jackson Robinson's 7th passing touchdown, and that's just a very well executed offensive play by Fairhope, where they needed to come away with 6 points. They were able to answer that bell, and with 1:59 remaining now, our new score now, they're going to go for 2 because of the missed extra point on the first one, or the blocked rather, the bad snap. Now it puts you in a position to where you have to go for 2, but you were just scoring in the same yardage position. Roll the pocket out.
Robertson rolls out, goes to the corner, and it is caught by Brian Martin. The 2-point try is good. Fairhope cuts the lead to 14.
Mobile County Public Schools' Signature Academy program is here to help those students who want to jumpstart their career right out of high school. With more than 100 specialized courses ranging from engineering, computer networking, nursing, welding, and more, we prepare students for college and career readiness. To learn more, log on to MCPSS.com. Mobile County Public Schools' Signature Academy program, preparing students for life.
1:59 remains in the third quarter. Fairhope still trying to show life as they get the score. Points off turnovers from that interception by Bryce Booth. Jakenyon Allen brings that one up to about the 24-yard line. MGM will take over here with 1:51 remaining in the third.
Now, we've seen MGM dominate time of possession. This is one here late in the third quarter with 1:51. You just saw the turnover, the bad throw by Harris,
right?
Ill-advised. He's learned from that lesson, and we have an injury on the field as well. But Harris is going to learn from that mistake, and I guarantee if they're able to bleed 5 or 6 minutes off of this clock in the third quarter with possession of the ball and then bleed it down into the fourth quarter, that's something that will wear and tear on Fairhope, who has exhibited and used all their energy to try to come back here in this contest.
Yeah, we saw that a lot in the first half coming up as MGM just kind of drove the ball down the field for 2 80-yard drives to get their first 2 scores of the night. So we shall see what it'll turn out right here. Harris leading the Vikings onto the field. 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line as we're about to play out the third quarter here. A lot at stake. MGM ranked number 4 in 7A. Hand off to Javoris Pitway. He gets past 25-yard line up to about the 27, possibly 28. About a 4-yard pickup right there. We'll call it 2nd and 6 coming up for the Vikings.
But what you want to make sure of is that you don't, again, get caught looking at the scoreboard and become complacent. You want to go ahead and keep the pedal to the metal. Yes, you want to control time of possession and use as much clock as possible. But at the same time, you don't want to become too complacent as an offense.
Back to Pitt where they go again. He barrels past the 30-yard line. Gets up to about the 33. I believe he's going to be 1 yard shy. He has enough. They're moving the sticks. It's a first down for MGM, and the clock continues to run under 1 minute. Shot right there of the Fairhope Pirate cheerleaders. Made their trek across the pond. 1st and 10 coming up here for MGM. Got to give a shout out to our buddies over there at Pirate Nation TV. Corley Bounty, as we walked up the stairs to the press box here, we had to give it up, as you said, to the real pros in the house. Pirate Nation, Richard Brunson, the whole crew over there, man. Great, great folks. I like to watch their broadcast if we're not doing the game on NFHS, and they're very good crew over there, man.
My favorite MCPSS teacher of all time, Richard Brunson from John L. LaFleur High School of Communication and Arts, is really, you know, he loves Pirate Nation, but he is tuned in tonight. He's listening to both broadcasts, Pirate Nation and the MCPSS television network. But Mr. B, have to give him a shout out. I know he used to work with our producer as well.
Sure did, sure did. We had a chance to work across the booth from Pirate Nation last year when they came over to Baker. That's the end of the third quarter. That means, Corey, it is time for our game of the week, Brain Buster. So we'll get the question put up here. And Mr. Eric Lowe will fire up the music for us and find out what our question is going to be. All right, Corey, here we go. MGM has not lost a home game in over 2 full years. Who was the last team to defeat MGM at home? There's your game of the week, Brain Buster. The Vikings have not lost a home game in over 2 full years. So who was the last team to hand them a defeat here at E.S. Grider Memorial Stadium? We'll give the answer to you later on inside the fourth quarter. See if Corley Bounty gets the correct answer before we give you the answer for your game of the week, Brain Buster. Right now, Fairhope has cut this lead to 14, something I said coming out the half, Corey. We saw that Alabama-Georgia game a couple weeks ago. Folks looking at the scoreboard, you never know what can happen.
No, you definitely don't want to get caught looking at the scoreboard in that situation. And I know 28-14, 12 minutes, plenty of time to go here, but you're just preaching ball security if you are the MGM Vikings. And I mentioned when they took over, they wanted to bleed out the rest of the third quarter.
Right.
And they want to try to take this clock now maybe to 7.5 or 7 minutes. if they're able to sustain the run game.
Second down here coming up for the Vikings. That play is going nowhere. Thomas White just eaten up by the Pirates on his carry. 3rd down and 10 here for MGM.
Will Cooper with the stop, and that's a big stop because now instead of being 3rd and manageable, you're at 3rd and long, almost 3rd and 10 yards to go for MGM in this situation. And Harris, this is where Harris, you have to put a spy on him, Al, because he can get outside of the pocket and turn it up very quickly. We've seen the Vikings go trips right, 2 receivers to the left, and leave him empty in an empty backfield, which opens up the middle of the field. But Harris here wants to beat you with his feet.
That's what it looks like right here. And flags on the play before they could even get started. False start against the Vikings. That'll push them back 5.
Tougher call now for MGM to make. And their head coach, offensive line coach, they're being able to come up with 3rd and 15. We saw him roll the dice earlier in the game and go for it on 4th down several times where the ball is spotted at their own 29. Not so the case, even if you're able to get half of this, but Harris definitely going to be the difference maker on this series.
3rd and 15 coming up here for the Vikings. Harris looking to throw. Does find a guy. Pass is complete to who? Devin Petway. He works himself up to the 48-yard line. That's enough for the 1st down and some change as the chains will move.
What I love, the fact Harris, look at his eyes. He keeps his head up at all times. He never looks down, never really looked to run the ball, wanted to pass it the entire time, and Petway was able to climb the ladder, come up with the 1st down catch.
Harris took his time, stepped into that one as well. Carry by the Vikings. Javaris Petway, 1-yard pickup on the play, 2nd and 9 coming up here for the Vikings.
Nagan Jones on the stop for the Pirates. 1-yard gain, 2nd and 9. The ball almost crossing midfield. And again, if you can bleed this clock down to 7 minutes, the time of possession has really been a factor when you start thinking about adding it up for the game.
Hand off to Petway, trying to pick him a lane. Gets past the midfield stripe up to the 46.
Plenty of patience by Javoris Petway, the 5'9", 170-pound junior, waiting for a hole to open up. And here it is, money down, 3rd and 6 now for MGM.
Harris with the pass, completes it to Shamar Elston. Elston trying to dance. He has enough for the 1st down, just won't go down. They finally force him out of bounds near the 40. And the chains are going to move again for the Vikings. I believe he got to the 39, so 1st and 10 here for MGM.
Big time pickup of the 1st down for MGM, and I mentioned that Elston has been waiting for the ball to come back his way, and it finally did, and he made the most of it.
Harris has time going over the top, trying to go back to Elston. He didn't lay out for it. Incomplete. They went for the kill shot right there to the fella. 2nd down and 10 coming up here for MGM.
8:41 remaining in the 4th quarter. Down 2 scores are the Pirates. They like that play call because it does stop the clock, and you're not able to bleed it, but they go quickly tempo.
And they hand off to the hot feet of Javoris Petway as he picks a big, significant gain up for MGM inside of the 25-yard line. It's a 1st down here for the Vikings.
Not getting it to the 2nd level, got to the 3rd level before the field corner was able to make the stop. Tremendous blocking by the teammates, and now with 8:15 and the clock ticking down in the 4th quarter, a fresh set of downs is huge for MGM.
17-yard pickup by Petway on the carry. Vikings knocking on the red zone door. Petway carries him into the red zone. He's going to carry him to the end zone. It's a touchdown for MGM.
And that is just all of the balance, all of the strength. Great job by Petway, never stopping his legs, and that just goes to show how long Fairhope's defense and how tired they are here in the third quarter. I knew they wanted to try to bleed it down to about 7:30 or 7 minutes, but when you are on the field that long, it makes it really, really tough to tackle, and the yards after contact were huge.
Now, Corey, I'll tell you what's really tough. I do appreciate the folks at Firehouse, but somebody dropping some fries around here. And it's really tough on top of this press box trying to call this game, and the smell of those fries are wafting around my nose.
Fresh French fries at that. You look at him being able to keep his balance, stay up, and get 6 more for Mr. Petway, finding his way to the end zone. And MGM now with the 35-14 lead.
All right, Corey, let's get up our game of the week brain buster question. It's time to reveal the answer. MGM has not lost a home game in 2 full years. Who is the team that last defeated MGM at home, Corey?
Well, I see you didn't put multiple choice up there.
No, Corey, it's the end of the first quarter.
Option.
It's the end of the first quarter. We're going into the second quarter for school.
Well, 2 years ago, Fairhope was pretty good.
Okay.
I'm going to go Fairhope.
Fairhope. All right, we'll reveal the answer. Let's see what the answer is. It is Fairhope. Thursday, September 28th in 2022, they defeated MGM 38-23. And since then, Corey, here's your +1. MGM has won 11 home games. If you count the playoff games, that's 13 in a row for the Vikings. That's a huge home field advantage.
Watch them go into postseason play a year ago and win a couple of those home playoff games, and they're on that special teams kickoff, a tremendous gaffe made by a mistake, a huge mistake made by the special teams of Fairhope. Instead of letting it go into the end zone, trying to return it, slipping, as this is artificial turf.
Desmond Thomas
just
right there.
Wasn't able to
there's
catch his balance, and he returned one some 80-plus yards a week ago. I think it might have even been 90, but was trying to do that again and just couldn't keep his balance. And now MGM is looking to bust this game wide open.
1st and 10 on the 2. They go right back to Thomas. They give it to him. He picks up a couple, trying to get some breathing room from up against being against the goal line there.
And we see another big-time stop.
Correction, that's Jahaven Johnson on the carry there, Corey.
Devin Petway in on the stop as well, and you're able to get 1 yard on the play. 1 yard gain there, and the biggest thing with being your back up against the end zone, you don't want to get a safety or a turnover here that'll kill all your momentum.
2nd and 8 from the 4. They go back to Jahaven Johnson as he climbs forward for 1 yard, gets up to the 5. Take a look at the scroll right there. We're headed to Ladd Stadium next week. Viger versus Williamson, possibly a showdown of undefeated teams in 5A Region 1. We'll have to get a score check for you here shortly. Williamson playing UMS Wright tonight, as a matter of fact. Big ball game right there.
Money down here now for Fairhope, and what they want to do is just find a way to be able to punt out of their own end zone if they're not able to get this first on money down.
3rd and 7. Robertson in the end zone. He's going to throw, gets it out. Pass is complete to Anders Hunt down the sideline as he goes, forced out at the 45. You can see the talent of Hunt on the run, but the arm of Robertson to deliver that pass. Check out the replay.
Great job, great pocket protection. He stays upright and he puts the ball on the money, and that is the longest gain from the line of scrimmage for the Pirates, as Hunt is able to secure that and continue this Fairhope Pirate drive.
Good observation about the offensive line, Corey. They definitely carved out a path and gave Robertson just enough time to release that pass. Low snap, little pop pass to Fisher Southall, but a false start signal against Fairhope.
And it does look like, listen now, I know growing up, you and I, when we saw Powerade Kickoff Classic, Coca-Cola Kickoff Classics at Ladd Peoples Stadium to begin the stadium, you see 15 to 20,000 out at Ladd. Well, yes, we are going to get an undefeated Williamson and an undefeated Viger next Friday night at Ladd Peoples Stadium. And I'm expecting Maysville and Pritchard to show up and show out. And it is just going to show the type of rivalry these two teams have.
It was 1st and 15, handoff.
I know
MGM thought they had a sack, but it was not. Ball was handed off to Brian Martin.
Caleb Morris, I mentioned him. I honored him this past Wednesday as the defensive lineman of the week.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, 15-yard penalty from Redmond.
And Caleb Morris, number 9, the nose guard at 6'5", 255. He has just been tremendously active for Mary G. Montgomery. And you're having to double team him all night long, and he's still finding a way to make things happen. But the Pirates, with 6 minutes remaining, are keeping this drive alive due to some penalties by the Vikings.
Our producer Quentin Howard telling us they double teaming Morris a lot tonight. He bust up the hole there earlier, but Robertson had already pitched the ball off. Desmond Thomas with the carry, gets past the 45, but once again, Corey, a penalty against MGM. Late in the 4th quarter, BC Rain on top of Citronelle, 14-12. No surprise there for me seeing that score. Sean Burney's doing a great job with that defense under Coach L.T. Yelding at BC Rain. Thomas with another, Jahaven Johnson with that carry. Picks up 1. 2nd and 9 coming up here for the Pirates, trying to mount something. Down 3 scores. They've got to play tempo if they want to get back in this game. Down 35-14.
Going to have to pick it up offensively from a tempo standpoint because, you know, when you're down 3 scores, you don't have much time to huddle. And with 5 minutes and the clock ticking down, you've got to take your shots down the field and find a way to get out of bounds, run those routes to where you're able to save your timeouts and get out of bounds.
Brian Martin on the end around. Gets past the 35, picks up a couple more. Not enough for the first down. It'll be 3rd and short here for the Pirates. But you're right, Corey. They've got to run tempo. We're approaching 4 minutes remaining here in the ball game, and they are executing a little faster here. 3rd and about 2 here for the Pirates. Let's see what Robertson's going to do. Trip receivers to the top. That means Fisher Southall is all along on the bottom. They go to him. He hauls it in inside of the red zone. First down for the Pirates.
Great catch, but now you got to get back to the line of scrimmage and make a play very quickly as the clock stops to set the chains. And inside the red zone area now are the Pirates. And Pirate Nation, it's led by Desmond Joyner, and he is the one who is running Pirate Nation. Pirate Nation really excited now about this drive that's going on for Fairhope.
1st and 10 from the 19. Pass complete to Anders Hunt. He gets inside of the 15. Clock is running as we're close to 3 minutes here remaining in the contest. Fairhope trying to drive and score. Down 3 scores right now.
Like you said, trips to the top and being able to find the mismatches there for Robinson. A big-time score needed.
Jahaven Johnson goes into motion outside. Robertson trying to connect with him in the back of the end zone. The tip drill pays off. Anders Hunt hauls it in. Touchdown for Fairhope.
Well, when you are lucky, sometimes that's what it takes, and Hunt is able to have his 5th receiving touchdown. Robertson kept it alive, threw across his body, and MGM tipped it up. And right too, you want to tip it down in that situation when you know you're not able to get 2 hands on it and secure it. Just knock it down. Never tip it up, and right into the waiting arms of Mr. Hunt. And Hunt is able to punch it in, and our score now 35-20 with a 2-point conversion pending.
9 plays on that drive for Fairhope. Going for 2 right here on the try. In the corner, going to Southall, but we have a flag on the play.
Yeah, that will be definitely defensive pass interference, and it'll make Fairhope's 2-point chance an opportunity a little bit closer.
Replay the try.
Defensive holding called against MGM. They're going to replay the try. All right, here's a try again for the Pirates. Martin goes into motion. And P.J. Martin is level, so the try no good. Our score 35-20 with 3:14 remaining in the ball game.
Devin Petway with a huge stop right there, slowing the momentum of the runner down. Not able to come away with it.
America Recycles Day, electronic recycling and community cleanup event taking place Saturday, November 16th at the Tillman's Corner Community Center from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Also, canned goods will be collected for a Thanksgiving food drive. So it's very important you recycle, especially your electronic items as well, and a community cleanup. Got to keep the area clean. Saturday, November 16th, all being brought to you by Keep Mobile Beautiful, because we definitely want to do that. November 16th, put that down so you can check it out. 3:14 remaining here. Pirates down 15 points. The try no good for them. Speaking of tries, Corey, I believe we're going to get an onside kick, and we're going to call this one the old-fashioned way. We don't have to worry about the NFL.
No.
Corey, I'm going to attempt an onside kick. I'm going to let you know so you can prepare.
You know what's coming. Good
Right.
hands team on the line for MGM. And, again, you have a situation where the kicker runs up to the football and decides to flip it to get the nose of the ball on this turf bouncing high.
Those 10 yards, and it is caught, brought in by MGM. I believe that's DJ Broughton.
Good hands team for sure.
DJ Broughton hauls it in. Well, he plays basketball, of course. You got to have good hands if you're on the basketball team playing for Roe Kimball, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he definitely showed his ability to be a post player there and have great hands, show your hands, and utilize your hands there on that onside recovery. Is now they'll just try to kill this clock. 2 timeouts remaining for the Fairhope Pirates with 3:13 in this 7A Region 1 contest.
Something we haven't said tonight, but Corey, I'm pretty sure Fairhope will be going for the can opener drill if they catch one of the runners for MGM approaching the pile. Javoris Petway. No gain on the play, still at the 44, second down coming up for the Vikings.
The biggest thing you can do is have one defender to stand the runner up, and the second defender comes and swipes and opens up the arms of the ball carrier trying to get that ball away, and no gain on that play. 2nd and 10 with the clock still ticking down. Tim Carter probably will utilize his timeout after this play right here to set up 3rd down.
Zach Golson taking his time. Play clock just at 10 seconds remaining. No rush here for the Vikings. Go back to Petway. No hole there. It just runs into one of his offensive linemen.
Jones with the stop, and now it is money down, and Tim Carter decides to go ahead and keep this timeout in his pocket.
Has not called it. And Zach Golson continuing to let the clock run. Corey, you made mention of it. It looks as if we're going to have an undefeated winner takes all next week for the crown in 5A Region 1. Williamson versus Viger. Both of those teams ranked in the top 10 in 5A and undefeated in region play as well. And Zach Golson calls a timeout right here at 1:42 remaining in the ball game. Don't forget, Thursday, the middle school championships will be headed your way. Can't wait for those. 4 p.m. right here on the network. In the small division, this is a rematch from last year, the Lott Wildcats versus the Alba Sharks. And in the large division, you have the Pillins Eagles versus the Burns Trailblazers. So make sure you check us out next Thursday, 4 p.m. And then Friday night, boy, we got a real nice one headed your way. It is the battle for the 5A region crown. Williamson versus Viger. Corey, you made a good point. The old Powerade Classic. This is actually Viger's home game, so they'll be the home team at Ladd Stadium, which is literally a stone's throw from Williamson.
Looking forward to another region matchup. We saw a 7A region 1 matchup that's going to dictate and determine who's first, who's second, and who's third.
Right.
Same thing here in 5A region 1. Next week, it'll determine who wins the region and who will come in second place. But first and second place do and are able to host a home game.
Another handoff to Petway, and you can see, I'm sorry, that's Jakenyon Allen. He's staying in bounds. Very important. Taking a look at across the pond, Baker 41, Foley 7. So now you're setting up another undefeated matchup for MGM and Baker. It's the Battle West Mobile next week at Baker, Core.
Absolutely, and Allen on this run, he's folded up weird at the end, and I'm just glad to see that he's able to stay healthy. Watch him be folded up backwards, and he's able to go ahead and shake that off, and there's the timeout that I was waiting to see by Tim Carter. As it does come, the timeout is called as 4th down approaches instead of 3rd down. And now they'll have 1 timeout remaining. MGM will also have 1 timeout remaining. So you definitely hear any first down and the game is over.
Yeah.
For certain.
We were at 129, but the officials have put it back up to 134. We'll try to get up our Career Tech Education Player of the Game as well. With the game approaching its near end here, we've already decided who that is, Corey. I think we pretty much know who our Education Player of the Game is going to be. So we'll get it up after this play. 4th down here for the Vikings.
Well, first down and the game is over. Turnover on downs would stop the clock and allow Fairhope to have and execute their 2-minute offense. And we've seen them come out to begin the 3rd quarter and score and be able to score here in the 4th quarter as well. So biggest play of the game for the Fairhope Pirates.
And a little quick kick right there from Shondell Harris. Fairhope did not have a defender back waiting for it. So it'll be Fairhope's ball. We'll get up our Career Tech Education Player of the Game here shortly. Let you know who that is. This guy has had a great night tonight, doing it in the air, but primarily on the ground as well.
Well, we'll see here. Fairhope, 2-minute offense has to be run very quickly. Everything that you can't afford to rush the ball to the middle of the field. Everything has to be to the sidelines, to the boundaries, and you want to make sure that you don't stare down the wide receiver to risk an interception as well.
Game pretty much in hand for the Vikings. Ball at the 26-yard line. Flag on the play. Robertson's just going to throw this one out of bounds. And there's our Career Tech Player of the Game. Corey, no surprise there. Shondell Harris, great night for the young man tonight.
Besides
face mask on MGM, but Harris had a great game tonight for MGM.
You know, besides him making the adjustment from corner 1 year ago over to the offensive side of the ball and being a backup quarterback last year, what a great job in his growth and his development, and credit to this MGM offensive coaching staff for doing a great job getting him in a position to really carry this team. It's going to be another sack.
Walked down and sacked. No flag, no horse collar there. A timeout called by Tim Carter and Fairhope at 1:09 remaining here in the contest. We talked about Coach Carter. You said it's his 10th season. He's 62-41. He's 0-6 in the playoffs at Fairhope, but overall, Corey, he has a .630 career winning percentage. Used to coach at Auburn as well before he came down to Fairhope.
Yeah, Auburn High School, and it was a situation to where they just swapped coaches 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Auburn to Fairhope, Fairhope to Auburn.
I believe what, Adam Weingarten?
It was.
Yeah.
At that time, and that's what you were able to see. And now with 109 remaining, we're trying to see that winning streak that you mentioned in the Brain Buster of Zach Golson. You wonder why the Sims community continues to pour out and just show up and show out each and every game. It's because all Coach Golson and the Vikings do is win, win, win.
Sounds of DJ Khaled in the MCPSS high school football game of the week, Corey. I like that mention there. Robertson with the throw. Fisher Southall hauls it in. No correction on that. That's not Southall on the reception. Harrison Cook, he got a touchdown earlier in the ball game. Is a first down for Fairhope. Did some research on the Pirates, Corey. Since 2014, when Class 7A was created, Fairhope is 6-15 against 7A ranked teams.
Next week, they'll have a chance to play at Daphne, and that's another big-time Eastern Shore war.
Yeah.
For those two programs, as Fairhope and Daphne are two of the originators there on that Eastern Shore. And I know that you'll just go ahead and put this one behind you if you're the Pirates, and know that it's just your first region loss
Just the first region
of the
loss.
season, and you don't want one to turn into two next week at Daphne.
They play Daphne, and they still have to play Baker as well. So by no means are the Pirates out of the hunt, because the MGM has to play Baker next week. Robertson picks up the first down, scoots out of bounds near the 35-yard line, but it's going to be too little too late for Fairhope. A dominating performance by MGM. They put up 28 points in the first half, come back, get another 2 touchdowns on the back end in the second half as well, to secure this win tonight.
The only thing I know Coach Golson is going to talk about is the penalties, the excessive penalties, and the fact that you are used to giving up 9.3 points per game, and tonight, to credit of Fairhope, you've given up 20. And it goes back to what you mentioned, going out of halftime, getting caught looking at the scoreboard.
Right. It was 21-0 starting the third quarter, Corey. Yep.
Like you said, once you get caught looking at the scoreboard, sometimes you take your foot off the gas and you don't have the same type of energy and juice you need to put a full 4 quarters together. But listen, if this is a lack of a 4-quarter effort by MGM, the rest of 7A better watch out.
They better watch out now. It'll hurt that scoring defensive average just a little bit. Zach Golson looking for, you said there was no receiver in the area, and he's looking for grounding. But no flag. It's third down.
37.2 seconds remaining. It'll be 3rd and 10 for Jackson Robertson. And we'll see if he's able to find a receiver that's going to run a route that'll get him out of bounds without having to call a timeout.
Robertson unleashes it to Martin. Pass incomplete. 32 seconds left in the game. That did stop the clock. 4th down here coming up for Fairhope.
Well, here we go for Fairhope. You'll still be able to try to cut into this deficit if you're able to keep your down and distance alive. But if not, MGM, turnover on downs, would love nothing more to run the offense out there one more time and just take a quick knee.
Robertson taking his time, play clock down to 3 seconds. Sack, sack, sack. That pretty much tells the story of the game tonight for the Pirates score.
Jordan Simmons, the Jack linebacker, 6'2", 240-pound senior, will end it for Fairhope. And it just puts an exclamation point on another huge region win for Coach Zach Golson.
Vikings are going to remain undefeated. Baker's going to remain undefeated. They're all in control of Foley tonight, so that's going to set up a 7A Region 1 showdown for the Battle of West Mobile. And MGM has a 2-game winning streak over Baker, as a matter of fact, Corey.
Yeah, Zach Golson's undefeated as the head coach against the Baker Hornets. when he came back, he knew that was something that he talked about, changing that winning culture that Baker had against them, and were able to do that. And he's going to try to run that record of 3-0. Juan Johnson, he's the new coach on the block now. He's going to say he wants that trophy back in his office. But as the fireworks go off and the final score goes ahead, reads 35-20 in favor of MGM over the Fairhope Pirates.
We had fireworks starting us off, and we have fireworks ending this game tonight. And Corey, we had some fireworks in the middle, courtesy of Shondell Harris and the Vikings. That offense really showed what it was made of tonight.
Yeah, getting out to that 21-0 lead and being able to capitalize points off of turnovers.
Yeah.
And it was really Fairhope's inability to get off the field in the first half that led to the wear and tear on this defense throughout the game, and ultimately led to an MGM victory here in Sims, Alabama.
Sure did. MGM made up for it. Jakenyon Allen possibly could have been the GOAT with the muff punt, but he made up for it with a touchdown later on in the first half. So he kind of righted that wrong, as we talked about. But the defense of MGM holding Fairhope scoreless in the first half. As I said, 9.3 points per game given up for the defense. That's number one in Class 7A. I don't know if it'll hold up after 20 tonight. You never know, Corey. But this defense is something Juan Johnson is going to have to prepare for next week over at Baker.
Yeah, it's going to be an epic battle out in West Mobile. And again, you better get there early if you want to attend that game. But it's a situation where you have two programs that normally are down historically,
Correct.
not winning football. And now you're seeing winning football being played by both of these programs, and the fan bases really love janking and talking about one another throughout the week, and bragging rights are on the line.
Take a look at the final stats for this ball game. Total domination by MGM on the ground, 245 rushing yards through the air, almost even 116 to 126. But look at that total yardage, Corey, 371 for the Vikings.
2 turnovers apiece, the 13 penalties for 131 yards.
That ain't a good look.
That will not win you a Battle of West Mobile game next week. At the end of the day, that final score says 35-20, plenty to improve upon when you do look at the